so sad that King Von's people was actually standing on business. GG. They didn't say nothing, but the OTF crew done data, OTF Vonnie, OTF Didi, come to find out. That's what I heard allegedly. This is all alleged data. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out the data, we hear the data that they folded the data. You heard Lil Durk is accused of a $1 million bounty the data put on Quando Rondo's head the data, and they didn't even get to do with the data. Salute to Wavy Gang Podcast the data. Salute to you, GG. Straight fact the data. Damn, the data, a whole million that these people folded on him, the data. So this is what we're gonna do, the data. First of all, the data, we gonna get the whole scenario down. I know we understand that they went the data and they slid the data and they didn't even get the person they wanted. They were supposed to get Quando Rondo and they happened to kill unalive Quando Rondo's cousin, which is Pab. So Pab, the data happened to get unalive the data, and we're going to see how they got knocked off and everything that led up to it before we even talk about the million that the Feds bringing up, the $1 million thing that's in the case. First, this was all speculation. First, this was all little complaints that was in the Fed case. The data now is coming out that the Feds is accusing Durk of putting the $1 million. They saying that he didn't pay it though. But they saying that he brought him grills, he paid for certain things that he paid for the data. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that he paid for the data that he got them the data. Everybody got a platinum grill the data. But Lil Durk's people saying, yo, those are all just gifts the data for these people, GG. Those are all just gifts.
Lil Pab got killed in a broad daylight shooting and it shocked the rap game. But then some new info came out that made the situation even crazier. Now people think Lil Durk could go down for Pab's brutal murder, and today we're breaking the whole thing down.
Damn, the data. I bet before we go on the data, was this worth it? The data was this silliness, this body the data worth for sliding for Von? They didn't even get the person the data. They didn't even get Little Tim. Never mind trying to get Quando Rondo. They trying to get Quando Rondo for what? The data. Little Tim still alive. The data. Never mind getting Quando Rondo. They didn't even get Quando Rondo. Is King Von a fair exchange for Lil Pab the data? And Lil Durk lost his life, the data, chasing around the data, and only got Lil Pab, the data. It was this even worth it, the data? Lil Durk, the data, done fucking checked himself out the game, the data. Real shit, the data. He took himself out his position, the data. He tricked himself out his position, Lil Durk, the data. And that's crazy because Lil Pab could never make up for King Von, the data. So I don't even know why you chasing a Lil Pab around, or even a Quando Rondo at the moment. Timmy did it, and Timmy, you could have got Timmy the data on his own time. The data, you could have got Little Tim like nothing. Little Tim ain't a rapper. You could have dusted Little Tim the data would have been because that didn't. It was little. You see what Little Tim did, Quando Rondo the data.
Back in August 2022, Quando Rondo, his homie Lil Pab, and some other dudes in the crew flew out to Los Angeles. They pulled up to a gas station in one of the most popular areas of the city in a black Escalade, and nobody expected what happened next. A whip pulled up while Quando and his crew were getting gas, and 3 shooters hopped out and walked up on them. They started letting off shots, and the dude driving Quando's whip pulled off to get away from the shooting. Then a few minutes later, they pulled over in the middle of the street, and somebody flagged down the cop to come help out. By the time paramedics rode up to the scene, Lil Pab was already bleeding out, and there wasn't much they could do to save him. It seemed like Quando realized right there that his homie wasn't gonna make it, and videos from the situation show him screaming no over and over again. It was a brutal shooting that went down in broad daylight right across the street from the Beverly Center.
And that's for Lil Durk, the data, just going over there blatantly, the data, getting fucking OTF members, the data, to try to keep sliding for everybody. He was sliding for Vaughn. He was trying to slide on old blocker, or allegedly, the data, this is all alleged, the data, this is all complaints, the data. People have to say that this is all on the case, the data. So at the end of the day, the data, $1 million, the data, for all this nonsense, what's it worth for the data? And then he said that he was about to pay him $1 million a piece of that to take out Quando, but they didn't get Quando, so they only got $1 million to split it between all of them, the data. If they would have took out Quando, they would have got $1 million a pop, the data. Damn, you're about to pay 5. Like, how many people was there? But you about to pay $2 million a pop, the data, for each person, the data. Boom, look at, boom. If they was going to stand on business, the data, they should just, they didn't have to go chase Quando Rondo. They should have just went to Savannah, Georgia, and just went look for Little Tim. Little Tim's already halfway done. The daughter, Little Tim's already he had a bag on him. He was hurt. The daughter, like Little Tim's the one that did it. Why didn't you actually go for the person who did it? You over here chasing Quando around. You over here, the daughter, on the life of Lil Pab, which is his cousin that has nothing to do with the situation, but he probably was trolling or whatever the case may be. Who cares? Like, he's not the one that's going out there and trolling. Do you want a person who's going to troll on the internet to die the data, or you want the person who's actually unalive and coming outside the data to actually ride the data and take someone out the data? What is it that would you ride to do the data? Like, what was this? He paid for his. It's like Lil Durk paid for him to go to the feds. Like, let me pay to go to the feds, and fight this case. Let me pay $1 million to go to the feds, and fight a case. What the fuck are you paying to fight cases? When you go to the store, why do you have to go and call people up Why do you have to go and call people up to ride for King Von if those are his cousins? Some of the people was his cousin. Why am I paying King Von's cousin to ride for King Von? No, you could write for King Von. I just have money. That's just crazy about it, Man, matter of fact, I'll just give y'all money, I'm just going to give y'all money. I'll give y'all the $1 million, Do y'all feel like riding? Y'all ride yourself. If you feel like riding, go ride, You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever the case may be. I'm not going to implicate shit. I'm not going to say nothing, But why would you have to, motivate King Von's family members to ride, That don't make no sense, That's how you know, they should even be there, Second of all, who the hell pays people, pays for people's flight tickets, to come and do a crime, Oh yeah, come over here, yeah, we're gonna pay your flight tickets. No, yo, come over here, meet me in California. They could pay their own flights, to meet you in California, Yo, meet me in Cali, Like, even if you was paying it, why did you cash out for them to pick up their own flight tickets that they could pay on their own debit cards or credit cards or little shine, like something, Why are you paying for the flight tickets yourself, That's like, even if none of this sticks, none of this probably could stick, none of this probably is going to stick, because they saying all this is fabricated. Lil Durk's people say all this is fabricated. If Lil Durk goes down for life, it's like, damn, what the fuck just happened, It's like the whole world just shifted. And once Donald Trump became president, not because Donald Trump's president, but when Donald Trump became president, so much shit going on. Everybody getting knocked off. The world thinking this is new world order. This is getting real crazy. But at the end of the day, let's get back to the middle. Let's get back to the beginning, so we can get into the case too. You know what I'm saying, because the case is new shit that's popping up on the case. Now the $1 million bounty, that's all new. What they talking about? The feds just broke that up. Matter of fact, let's bring that up real quick. Let's bring that up real quick, because we need to know what's going on, because Lil Durk done betrayed by OT and Fonny because they couldn't hold their own. Is wow crazy. That's a Finny no act. Never bend, never break, never fold, and they folded. They ain't wanna stay there. That's a Finny no Indy. Let's see what this dude gotta say. This dude, he's right here. He got a loose something to say. We gonna play him. Then we gonna play the regular transcripts real quick. I don't know who the trend. What's this truth? $1 million hit. And he wasn't facing it, but damn, the feds saying they got the evidence now, GG. Someone must be talking. So many CSIs and CS2s and CS3s and CS4s and CS5s.
We're getting dropped on Lil Durk new murder case that's finna happen in April. You know, it's some news that's devastating that came out. You clearly can see it's several witnesses on this case testifying against Lil Durk. It looks like Kavan. It looks like Vonnie has took a deal. I could be wrong. I don't want to stamp this and put a jacket on him, but it looks.
Damn, Vonnie took a deal to that. What deal do you think that? What kind of deal do you think actually Vonnie took the daughter? And his pops already said that he knows so much. His pops already was doing so much. They probably came up to him, and said, "Yo, we gonna give you the sweetest deal, the daughter. You gotta have to turn on Durk, the daughter." Like how Dirk is gonna be able to wipe this shit off, the dollar? Or do you think the this is all part of a play, the all of them is gonna tell, all of them is telling, but they're gonna pull the little Woody, the and when it's time to come on the stand, they're gonna flip flop it, the and get him out the jail. What do you think?
Looks like he has took a deal to cooperate against Dirk to secure less time for him. You know, the government want a conviction against him. So look, you got to remember when the indictment and these guys were arrested, Dirk wasn't arrested. He was the last one arrested. It was just Didi them and like OTF was arrested. And then later on, Dirk was arrested. It looked like he was snitched on immediately. You know, looked like when they put the pressure on these guys, somebody told on him. Look like it might have been Vonnie because all the evidence pointed towards him. You know, the credit card that was used, he used it and he spent the money on the ski mask and everything. So it looked like it was him. New paperwork that came out to show you some of the theories that the FBI is going to allege. They actually...
The Fed said this, this is what the Fed said. The Fed was like, yo, everything looked like it's going to you, So unless you're gonna give up Dirk, everything's pointing to you, So you're gonna have to pull a move, You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pull a move, You're gonna have to pull a Terrence Gangster Williams out here, You're gonna have to put the Gangster Williams out here, That's crazy, You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Vonnie, he's signing up, because everything was looking like it's his fault, and Didi. But why do you got some mediocre store runners, acting like they run a plan, That is crazy. Wow.
Said how much they hit on Lil Pab cost. Hit the like button. Gold on this video, 1,000 likes. They're alleging that Lil Durk was using OTF Didi as like the middleman, the money man, the person who was recruiting and was going to pay for this, help keep Dirk in the background so people don't got to know he had anything to do with this. It was alleged, and the FBI is alleged in a theory that Dirk used Didi to tell the other conspirators that he was going to pay them $1 million to fly to California and kill this guy. Unfortunately, they didn't end up getting him. He ended up getting his cousin, Lil Pab. But it looked like $1 million, okay? It's 5 other people on this case. So it looked like they saying Dirk was going to shell out $5 million, but Lil Pab life was $5 million. That's how much money was on Quando Rondo life, even though Lil Pab got hit. But Quando Rondo had M's on him, you know? And they said that, you know, that Dirk used Didi as like the person.
That is crazy, Do you think this is fucking real, Who's going to pay somebody, to $5 million, to body sign? $5 million, $1 million a pop, Hold up. You know what, I don't even need these dudes, I'll go by myself, $5 million, all these people, is only gonna get you caught. That's a fact, $5 million hit, yeah. It's like them thinking, it's like they went out and fucked up their lottery ticket. You got caught, not that it's right, but you got caught doing a $5 million hit, and you hit the wrong person. It's like this whole scenario was sloppy. Lil Durk, he should have hired some real hitman. For $5 million, you could have hired cops. For $5 million, you could have hired the military. For $5 million, you would have got the cartel, to disintegrate these people. You couldn't even see these people, would never even been mentioned. $5 million hit, what the hell, you know what? They would have been a molecule, DNA a molecule, They would have to get swabbed up, $5 million. Are you crazy, You would never even heard of it no more, It wouldn't be no Quando Rondo no more, $5 million. Like, what you talking about? Like, this was the most goofiest $5 million hit. You think $5 million, you would think it's professionally, like paying $5 million, you paying for some professional shit. You ain't gonna pay $5 million. You buy a $5 million car, $100 car, it's gonna be ill, you know what I'm saying? You get a $5 million contractor to fix your house, you thinking like, yo, he actually knows what he's doing. You gonna get some store runners to do a $5 million hit? What the fuck? You couldn't any real contract hitter in America would have took that hit. That's a fact. $5 million.
To do this shit, and he recruited all these guys, even picked people from different neighborhoods, and that's how you got like Boogie and Brown Eyes and shit like that, according to their theories that they put out. So I'm gonna keep you updated. They say Dirk was speaking to these guys too, and he was involved more when they went through his iCloud and all of his text messages. They see that he's speaking in coded language and shit like that. He telling these guys, "Y'all gonna be straight, man. Y'all ain't got to worry about nothing. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be straight." He was using language like that, and they said they believe.
Man, you gonna be straight. You good, Dada. Yo, Lil Durk stupid. You shouldn't have to tell these niggas nothing. That's how you know you're dumb. You talking so much that you shouldn't have to talk to these niggas like nothing. Like, this is serious when you come over here. You should have told someone to tell them that it's serious when you come around. Everybody would just keep your head low. Don't talk too much. You already know what it is.
That was.
I'm not gonna soup you.
This way of, communicating with these guys about this murder and letting them know that that payment is going to eventually drop and shit like that. So I'm going to keep y'all updated on this, man. This shit is getting wicked about a second. And it looked like it is going to be several people testifying against him, several people. And some of these people were really close to Durk, Durk wasn't in the original indictment. He got added onto that shit later on. Looked like he was told on immediately. You got to remember, when all this shit first dropped, it was OTF was charged with this murder. Then we all woke up in the morning and found out Durk's name was added. So it looked like, somebody spilled the beans on him immediately, So I'm going to keep y'all updated, man. But the feds is acting like they got evidence. At first, a lot of people thought that he just cut on YouTube and seen to this video and said, we're going to charge him with a murder. Like, that's all y'all got. That's all y'all.
Now people think that money gonna make cases disappear, Dada. Like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna be able to tell on me, Dada. I got money, Dada. It doesn't matter. Like how the fuck a Pop gonna take out a Lil Durk, bro? Like, come on, Dada. We gonna have like a murder of Pop is actually gonna take out Lil Durk, Dada. So I don't think the people actually care, bro. They don't really care, bro. But he did a $1 million hit, Dada. He gifted girls to the shooters. He gifted girls to the shooters, Dada. This is wild, crazy, bro. Like, these dudes got grills, $5 million, not even $1 million pop, Dada. But damn, Dada, $1 million cash, Dada, pop, Dada. Did he pay him? It better not be no trail to him, Dada. See what the feds got to say, because the feds is coming up with this complaint.
Because I wasn't recording, so I'm going to reread it. At its core, defendant Banks' supplemental memorandum to his motion for bill of particulars requests that the court order the government to certify the details of its April 26 trial presentation. Specifically, the filing attempts to summarize a limited set of materials produced in discovery, defense's understanding, quote unquote, of how the government will prove its case. The request is contrary to binding law and should be rejected as meritless, just like the court has ruled as to the similar request to dismiss the second superseding indictment for vagueness. Okay, so off rip, they're saying Durk's team is just desperate trying to get their strategy for trial in April, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is going to happen in Los Angeles. I'm thinking about going to this trial in person and sitting there and jotting down a shit ton of notes on a notepad of what happens and then making a video every day, leaving the courthouse in my car. So let me know if you want me to do that. Because I might do it. Fuck it. I might do it, bro. I don't know. As set forth in the government's opposition to defendant Banks' motion, its first supplemental memorandum, Ninth Circuit law is clear that a bill of particulars is not meant to provide the defendant with all the evidence the government will introduce at trial, nor is a tool for complete discovery of the government's evidence. All right, so they're saying the Ninth Circuit law is clear that a bill of particulars is not necessary for this. In response to the claim, the defense reply brief that where does discovery set forth anything resembling a fixed or coherent theory. The government lodged under 6 seal files that defense claim. Wow. So they're saying they have 6 documents under seal that do show a coherent theory of Durk offering money to, put this hit out on someone. While the selected discovery the government filed with the court contains clear evidence that defendant Banks directed the attempt to kill Quando Rondo in LA, and that defendant Banks made clear to co-conspirators that anyone who killed Quando would be rewarded, the defendant appears to suggest the government is bound by only evidence contained within the files lodged with the court. The government has not represented that was the case, nor is that the law, as acknowledged by the court during the January 7th hearing. The defense is not entitled to essentially a pre-transcript of what the government is going to say in opening statement. And moreover, as it said, the government correctly said, there might be more evidence, there might be different evidence. And as to that, the concern the defense has on the moving target is, as I said, met with the Jinx Act. So that's the judge saying the defense is not entitled to this. Essentially a pre-transcript of what the government's going to say and present to the jury. Kind of crazy, but I guess that's how it works. The government, however, submits the lodged documents are more than sufficient for the court to deny defense request for particulars. They're citing a bunch of cases here. Details of when, where, or how of every act in furtherance of a conspiracy is not proper subject of bill of particulars. This is why courts routinely deny requests like Banks' request here. So they're saying this routinely happens. It gets denied a lot in other cases. And they said a case from 1985 denying motion request names of any unknown co-conspirators' exact date on which the conspiracy allegedly began, and to delineate all other overt acts that compromise the charge activity. Cook versus U.S., a 1965 case. So in that 1965 case, they're saying everything was...
So that is crazy. That means Lil Durk got locked up, right? And when Lil Durk got locked up, them niggas never went to the cell. The people that they got locked up first, the OTF, telling from the jump right there, because the next day they added Lil Durk to the thing. They didn't even have Lil Durk on it. They added him.
Denied. They didn't get shit. Here, the detailed SSI, together with the government's substantial, obviates the need for a bill of particulars because they provide clear notice.
All right, so they didn't get nothing. They didn't get paid, bro. They didn't get paid. So how would they say it's murder for hire if they never got paid, bro? But they saying $1 million, like $1 million, but they never got paid.
To defendants of the government's murder for hire theory. The government has alleged, and its discovery clearly supports, the straightforward theory that defendant Banks told co-conspirators he would reward anyone who helped kill his rival, Quando Rondo. The defendant Banks and other OTF co-conspirators attempted to murder Bowman, or Quando, in LA on August 18th, 2022, and that even though the co-conspirators killed SR, not Quando, defendant Banks nonetheless rewarded co-conspirators by, among other things, featuring many of the direct participants in the murder in music videos and rap lyrics in the months following the murder. Hold on. Rewarded them by featuring them in a music video and rap lyrics. That's not a reward. That's horseshit. Just because they're in a music video or in rap lyrics, that's a reward. That's not a monetary reward. That sounds like a reach to me, in my opinion. But for the channel, please hit subscribe. I appreciate the support. Back to the video, boys. For example, the government anticipates...
Don't lie. I won't even lie. The feds being over, like, be putting shit in their own words and shit like that. Making shit. Like you said, they be reaching. Reaching is wild crazy. If you can't automatically, like, if it's in 100%, you can't just make up a theory. You're making up theories about it. Like, crime is crime. Crime's supposed to be 100% accurate about it. You just can't be making up theories. Substantial evidence. It's not going to work. It's crazy.
Cooperating witness will testify that defendant Banks made clear to the witness and other OTF members that anyone who killed Quando would be made straight, i.e. handsomely rewarded. Okay, so he said straight. Discovery also shows that defendant Banks used his trusted lieutenants. They're calling people lieutenants. Have they done this already? I might have missed it, but that is wild. Defendant Wilson, co-conspirator 5, so DD is a lieutenant apparently, to recruit hitmen to fly to Southern California on August 18th to kill Bowman. Defendant Banks promised to reward conspirators. Defendant Wilson solicited hitmen by promising to pay $1 million reward on behalf of defendant Banks in exchange for flying to LA to commit the murder. They're saying they got evidence of $1 million bounty, and it's all through DD. Moreover, the government has also disclosed a list of defendant Banks and OTF music videos in which defendants Wilson, Houston, and others involved in the murder scheme are prominently featured following SR's death. Because the government's theory of the case is clear, defense
$1 million a piece. Wow, crazy. $1 million a piece.
Request for bill of particulars should be denied. Defendant Banks used code language, make anyone who killed Bowman straight. So that's the code language? Straight? I feel like defense lawyers can on that. Straight? That's what he started murder for hire for? Saying make anyone who killed Quando straight. But they're only quoting the word straight. So I want to know what the full sentence was that he said. I really want to know what the full sentence is. To communicate the bounty plainly satisfies the quid pro quo requirement of the murder for hire statute, blah, blah, blah. The words as consideration for do not strictly import contract law, but instead require a clear mutual agreement between the solicitor and the hitman of payment in exchange for murder. The nature and the context of the defendant Banks' promise includes downstream economic benefits the co-conspirators receive following the murder. This broadly applies to currency, drugs, weapons, or anything else that has quantifiable monetary value. So does appearing in a music video and lyric shout outs, does that equal that? Concluding that the district court properly instructed jury that not only money, but also drugs, guns, or involvement in the future crimes which would yield cash profits can also constitute consideration. For that reason, the defendant makes contention that the grills rewarded to certain co-conspirators fall outside of the SSI's allegations are meritless. Oh, grills. So they have evidence that Banks gave them grills. I don't know if I missed that already, but wow. As SSI and Discovery put defense on more than adequate.
I don't get it. Either he put $1 million and paid them the $1 million, or he brought them grills. Which one is it? Is it the $1 million? Is it the $5 million that he buy him grills? I got a lot of substantial evidence in here that we just want to know which really accurate about it. These people said, oh, he paid them including payments of jewelry, this, that, that. It seems like they're gonna get everybody, like if you his friend, like he brought you something, they try to say, oh look, he brought him something, something. Oh, that means that he hired him to commit a body. No, I buy everybody's son. What the hell? You ain't putting two and two means 5 to you.
Notice of the rewards, including payments covering jewelry that defendant banks gave to the hitman to make them straight following the murder. The purpose of the bill of particulars is to enable a defendant to prepare for trial, to avoid or minimize the danger of surprise at trial, and to avoid protection to the double jeopardy clause in the event of a successive prosecution. It is not to force the government to preview the details of its trial strategy, and while the defense are rightfully entitled to a meaningful discovery to present a defense, they're not entitled to a roadmap of how the government will attempt to prove its case, a laundry list of each act the government considers significant, or a flowchart of the government's advocate theories. In light of the detailed SSI and thorough discovery setting forth the government's theory of this case, the court should deny this motion. January 7th hearing. The government provided defense with a revised disclosure related to the music emissions the government intends to introduce at trial. Defense will file a response to that disclosure on January 23rd. The government will respond on January 30th. Jesus. So it looks like the music lyrics were given over to them on January 7th that they're going to use at least at trial. All right, now we have a 37-page document. Defendant Bank's joint supplemental brief in support of its motion to exclude proposed 404B evidence. Banks and DeAndre Wilson hereby filed this joint supplemental brief. Rap's historical roots and modern.
Bro, they're saying that the rap lyrics, and there's 5 CIs. CIs 1, CI 2, CIs 3, CIs 4, CIs 5. How many people did get locked up? Didn't it 5 people get locked up? So all 5 people started telling, like this, all 5 people telling, or 5 different people. Who you think actually telling the data? And that's for sure the data. So they try to use the lyrics, but they trying to say that you can't use lyrics. The data. Now there's already a law that came out in California that's saying you can't use lyrics, whatever the case may be. But
influence. What the hell? They're talking about rap music and slave trade, African storytelling, often used to express economic frustration. To some, rap music is perceived as offensive, sexist, materialist, and lowbrow. In courtrooms across America, prosecutors have utilized and twisted this otherwise valuable mode of artistic expression by presenting as evidence of criminality. In recognition of the increasing and dangerous use of rap lyrics as evidence, both California and Louisiana have passed legislation banning or limiting the practice. At the federal level, the Restoring Artistic Protection Act was introduced in 2022, aiming to limit the admissibility of artistic expression in criminal prosecutions. Mr. Banks is an internationally acclaimed Grammy-winning award artist, an icon to young people in the hometown of Chicago. As is typical of successful music artists, regardless of genre, Mr. Banks was figuratively surrounded by industry professionals consulting and advising on music decisions, including lyrics and visuals. The glaring issues related to reliability, authenticity, and more, the government seeks to use the defense rap lyrics. Oh boy. From the very inception of this case, the government has weaponized the defense lyrics inaccurately and recklessly to bolster an otherwise weak case. The purported 404B evidence is confoundingly more of the same. The court should not allow any more improper governmental manipulation of this kind to further.
I feel like this happens, when you get away with a lot of stuff. Like, how the hell did Lil Durk feel like? And I'm not saying because they don't got really a lot on them. They really don't. Lil Durk, hopefully he could get out of this. I don't want to see nobody. But this is what it is. Because he ain't do it. So he ain't think. But if he got to, he gonna have to do his time. He got paid. If you got paid, if you got caught red-handed, doing some like trying to pay for unalivement, I mean, you got caught red-handed. Did they unalive the right person that she was going to alive? Nah, they didn't. But this is what it is. That's what happens. When you get store runners and blame people to do your dirty work. For you to just have some pride, and then you're gonna put it in the song and do this and do that. You was gonna stand up, listen, nigga, why are you doing all this? Even before it happened, you put it in the songs. It's like, I feel like Lil Durk probably might be a little soft because he need clarification from people. You don't need no clarification from nobody but yourself, You good with yourself. Do you actually need somebody to tell you that you real? You a gangster? What the hell? How would that work?
To taint this case. All right, so this is what they're going to add. Here's the music videos. Here we go. 12 rap music videos, audio recordings, and lyric excerpts against the defendants. The evidence carries an extraordinary risk of unfair prejudice and precisely the kind of character inference materials that rules 404B and 403 are designed to exclude. Government still not met the basic requirements of Rule 44B, rather than articulate a specific non-propensity purpose and the
And I won't lie, Lil Durk, you should have learned a thing or two from Little Boozy, you gonna stop paying these dudes, $2,000, $1,800 for a body, You start paying these niggas $1 million, them people want to go home. They're like, yo, I put in the work, but I could get away, I could actually go home and I still got money in the bank, and I could live my life. They don't care if they had $20,000 in the bank, they have more than what they have, and you over here with $140 million, and they don't think of the logistics of how you could help them actually get out. They're being a predicament if they just shut up, you probably could help them appeal it. It probably won't work right at this moment. They probably won't get out at this moment, but later on in life, they probably would have. But they gonna get out now, telling on you, and then what you gonna do? That's what happened. Store runners, that hitman, people who fight as killers, people who's supposed to be rolling up, holding the guns. Like you gotta have people in the right position.
Reasoning that supports it. The government has labeled the materials inextricably intertwined in what appears to be an effort to avoid the rule's mandatory notice obligations. The court should reject the approach and bar the evidence. They say that music evidence is direct evidence and inextricably intertwined with the charges, yet provides no explanation of how rap lyrics created at unknown times by unidentified authors could be possibly part of the charged conduct or necessary to tell a coherent story. It is kind of horse shit. And I said this in the YSL trial. I hated the lyrics in the YSL trial unless they literally stated names and very, very specific nexus to the murder. And I don't think Durk did that in any of his music. He did not say any names about Quando or the person that died. If he did, let me know. The song that they put in the indictment or whatever was proven to be recorded 8 months before whatever that shit was. The government identifies the release dates of several videos, but does not identify when any lyrics were written or when the songs were produced.
So the song was produced probably earlier, but they probably added on to it. They probably did certain things about that. We understand that it was 8 months, so they're gonna have to take it off about it. It was 8 months prior to the thing that song was recorded about it. But can you even have a stamp like that? How does stuff like that works, GG?
The government does not identify authorship, does not connect specific lyrics to any particular fact in dispute. It does not attempt to address the substantial prejudice that any such material will cause. The government also states that it reserves the right to supplement its notice and introduce additional excerpts without identifying what those materials might be. This repeated assertion of reservation of rights is contrary to this court's order from the January 7th, 2026 hearing. It impairs the defense's ability to prepare and prevent the court from performing its gatekeeping duties. The government has now made 3 separate Rule 44B submissions and still has not provided the required information. The evidence is not inextricably intertwined. The government is not satisfied 44B, and the court cannot conduct Rule 403 balancing without a complete record. Because each of these deficiencies is independently sufficient to warrant exclusion, the court should bar all lyric and video evidence. 2 broad categories: Banks' rivalry with Quando and Banks' alleged direction of violence against rivals, concluded with the generic statement that all listed acts were admissible to show defendant Banks' motive, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, and lack of accident, without explaining how any particular piece of evidence served any particular purpose. All over the place. See, that's why I hate about the YSL case too. I can't believe it's being allowed in federal case. The judge got to do something. There's got to be a direct nexus.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's a concern? That NBA YoungBoy's lawyer, I think it's Lil Durk's lawyer. Like they got the same lawyer. You think this is gonna work? Do you think Lil Durk could actually get up out of this situation? And did Lil Durk gotta take accountability? Like he actually put himself in this situation. Like did Lil Durk put himself in this situation? GG? Can we say that? Shit get crazy wild. It get crazy wild. It get crazy wild. Damn, Durk, yo. How do y'all feel that Durk yo doing life? Do y'all feel like it hurt the whole community? They trying to say that Lil Durk gotta be one of the Lil Durk done fucked up so motherfucking bad he just threw his whole life down the drain. That this rarely happens to a celebrity like this. To have that much money. And the fans say, "Oh, slide for Vaughn," and you actually slide for Vaughn. Imagine that. Slide for one. You actually slide for Vaughn. Kill the wrong dude. Unlike the wrong dude. Now you $140 million down the drain, or $40 million down the drain. And then what from there? Where do we go from there? When Durk's all gone and still Lil Durk is still the biggest upset. He would have been rich for life. That is crazy, GG. Like, Lil Durk is the biggest upset. Free that man. They said that this man, would have been good. How do you feel that he was on top of his pedestal, to go down, for the wrong person, First of all, you didn't even shoot a gun. First of all, you didn't even do nothing. First of all, that was their cousin. First of all, everything that they was doing, they was going to do it regardless. Why did you insert yourself with so much talking in this? It's like you wanted to be the boss of the situation. Oh yeah, go ahead, go do it. Someone's about to do that. Yo, I'm about to go bang this nigga. Yeah, go bang him. I'm about to go body this dude. Yeah, go body him. Oh, he told me to body him. Bro, you said you was going to body him regardless. You said any person you see, that body King Von, you said you was going to go handle it. Now what? I gotta pay you? Like what? I said I was gonna pay you to soup you up a little bit more, just to get you right, like, oh yeah, and you went, damn, they were supposed to do it themselves regardless. That's your cousin. Your cousin dead too. Yeah, that's my boy, but that's your cousin. Yeah, they talking about me, but that's your people. They saying slide for fun. They're not gonna mess with you. All right, bad. Let it be, O-Block to let the whole situation, let Durk handle the situation. They knew some shit like this was gonna happen. Because they lost Muop and everybody. They're like, yo, fuck all that. Nobody else is supposed to, like, the only one who ganked something off the FBG Duck dying, was Lil Durk. And even that wasn't even worth it.
Any other evidence or argument that the court may permit. And you can see right here, this is what it is. And it says, defendants filed a motion in limine to exclude proposed 404B evidence on October 7, 2025, docket 258. The government filed its opposition on October 27, 2025, docket 274. Defendants Banks filed a reply thereto on November 10, 2025, docket 289 on January 2nd, 2026. The government filed a supplemental opposition, docket number 328, and a pretrial hearing was held on January 7th, at which time the court directed the government to file a particularized notice of 404B evidence. The government sent the defense a renewed notice of January 16th, 2026. Undersigned counsel met and conferred with counsel for the government on January 23rd, 2026, and did not come to an agreement regarding the substance of this motion. Defendant Banks and Wilson hereby filed this joint supplemental in brief support of their motion to exclude proposed 404B evidence in light of the most recent notice and request that all rap lyrics evidence be excluded from evidence in this case. And then they go on to go the hell off, right? So let's start with 4. I'm not going to read any of this. I'm going to just kind of throw y'all off real quick. Well, not throw y'all off, but show y'all how crazy it is. Because what it sounds like is they had a meeting today, and that meeting did not go how the hell they wanted it to. They went, look at...
Yo, it's crazy, You know what's so crazy about this, that Lil Durk is charged with so many complaints, that what is he really actually charged with? Only the situation of Pop, but they got so many murder complaints on this, It's like he's charged just by the stories that they put out there, real shit, just by the stories they put out there. But you know what's crazy about that, If he happens to have a weak case and he happens to beat this, the world's gonna be like, yo, how did he come out of the air, How did he actually beat his case, GG, I guess it didn't work in their favor, because they hit him left to right to left, with so much shit, you're going to get hit with something. You're going to have to stick beside, You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think Big U is done, Lil Durk might be done, Lil Durk is really hit with M's, you know what I'm saying? Matt M's. I'm like, well, complaints of them, like, I don't even understand how they can put it in the docket.
All these damn cases right here. Bruh, 1, 2, 3, 4... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hell of them, bro. Look at this shit. They are going in. So they already kind of telling me, meaning Durk and them, what the hell they truly plan to do. Look at all this shit.
Look at the feds and stop trying to play. The feds is like, yo, bro, you ain't gonna be able to this is the truth. That's what the feds is trying to say. This is the truth. This is everything that led up to this. You ain't gonna be able to stop this. Your lawyers, you ain't gonna be able to have the best lawyers to beat this. Like they gonna milk Durk. But he might. But Durk's smart at what he does. So I'm saying he got his son. I mean, he got his father out. You know what I'm saying? His father comes home and he goes in.
Bro, they was ready. It's fascinating, right? Drew has said what Drew and the team is saying basically. Let's get rid of all the damn rap lyrics. Let's get rid of all the videos. Let's get rid of all of that shit. But the question really remains, because at first it does seem like, oh, the government is just using rap lyrics and all that shit and everything. And we can understand why you would want it thrown out. But do they make the point? Because
who is CSI 1 to CSI 5 first? Like y'all on the music shit. Fuck the music. The music, you know what I'm saying? I beg, you know what I'm saying? Get the music thrown out. That's first thing first. We're gonna get the curse out. But we have to, what's internal? This internal shit you're gonna have to wipe off. Like, how are we gonna fix the internal stuff?
All rap lyrics will not be thrown out. So you want to say all and then fight for which ones come in. So it makes sense. And I think the strategy here is, like majority of strategies always are, I'm going to say all and then battle each and every one, because there's no way psychologically you can say yes to all of this shit unless you're Euro Glanville from the YSL trial. Take that to motherfucking trial. Let's get on with the second part of this. So let's keep it rolling. Let's get to page 8, right? Memorandum of points and authorities. Background, rap's historical roots and modern influence. So they're going to attempt to act as though the judge don't know nothing about rap music, and I think it's interesting. This right here, though, you might be pushing a little too much. Scholars posit that rap music began as an outgrowth of the slave trade. That's actually not true, but okay. Originating from a traditional African storytelling.
Like, why are you rapping about everything? Like, you can't even lie. That's why FBG Doug, he did it. Everybody wants to be like the ops. FBG Doug used to rap about all his dead homies or whatever the case may be, but he ain't have nothing to do with it. It was someone else, someone over there, someone else. Yeah, you probably see some of the people in the video, whatever the case may be, but it ain't going to him. He ain't overdoing the part. He ain't sending, he ain't pay people. He just got some hitters on the side of them, but they doing their thing, and he's rapping their story. He's gonna rap your story, but Durk wants to rap his own story so he could look like he fucked up. He fucked up doing that shit, which is crazy. And this is another thing. You hire outer city shooters to do outer city jobs. So you won't have out-of-city problems. You have out-of-city shooters to do in-city jobs too, because you won't have in-city problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to hire a basketball player to take a swim race. Like, what are you doing? He hires store runners to go on hits. Like, what the hell? You thought these dudes was hitmen?
Often used to express economic frustration in the post-industrialized America.
He thought he hired the Washington, the sniper, Washington D.C. sniper or something. Someone hiding out. Like, y'all clearly did some wild hot shit. This ain't Chicago, bro.
Adam Dunbar, Chris E. Krubin, and Nicholas Surridge, the threatening nature of rap music. And this is the stuff that they put in the previous stuff. I just didn't want to read all of that shit. So in the early days.
What's up, GG?
What's poppin'? Saturday night main events.
Yeah, Lil Durk's over here. This shit's getting crazy spooky. They trying to say that Lil Durk hired the shooters. It was gonna pay him $1 million a piece. Like, you might as well hire just a little Nora cartel. They would have did it for cheaper. And really did it right. You know what I'm saying?
They could have came to the Valley sector.
Yeah, hired the Sonora cartel or some shit. But let's hear a little bit more of this. Let's hear a little bit more.
Rap provided an artistic outlet for a marginalized group of Americans, specifically Black Americans, experiencing poverty and systematic oppression. See Christopher Holmes Smith Methods in the Madness, exploring the boundaries of identity in rap, hip-hop, or in hip-hop performity. So if I'm them, I'm adding him to the witness list. And to this day, rap functions as both political commentary and social reporting. And it says rap is the CNN of Black America. Chuck D, a Public Enemy, a New York rap group which rose to prominence. We ain't doing all that. If y'all know who they are, y'all know who they are. If you don't, then get the hell out. Nah, I'm playing. It's old school rap for y'all who don't know. Anyways, just some rap music is perceived as offensive, sexist, materialist, and lowbrow. And they basically talk about misogyny in rap music, a content analysis of prevalence in music.
Do you feel like the music that Lil Durk was putting out with the lyrics that he was putting out, do you feel like Lil Durk is can be found, looks a little bit more guilty because of his music that he was putting out, the data? Or do you feel like they could make it feel like, yo, it's just music or whatever the case may be, the data? Or do you feel like Durk's beating this case? Ooh. Okay. Durk's beating this case. You feel, I bet Durk's beating the case, the data. What makes you feel that Durk's beating this case, the data? Because they got some shit on here, the data, and they say that the people's telling the data. Do you feel like the people's telling the data they gonna pull Little Woody, the data, and they gonna just switch it like, yo, Little Durk never paid us, and just go out like that, the data? Or because you can't say Durk's being this case, the data. They got all this going on, the data. What's up, GG? What you got? What you feel?
Nah, facts. Nah, he's gonna have to do some type of time. But let me ask you this: is it similar to the Max B situation or no? Didn't Max B get 75 for the same situation or no? Or that's different. It wasn't the same stipulations.
Nah, I feel like it's kind of it's not a robbery. It's not a robbery, but yeah, but someone is, I feel like maybe someone implicated he was never there. You know what I'm saying? The thing about Lil Durk, the Max B wasn't even in the same state. Lil Durk was actually like down. Lil Durk was actually involved. Lil Durk was actually involved in a what's that shit called? He was actually in the same state, so he was in Cali, at the hotel, down the street, when they started to come up with the whole situation. So I don't know. Max B wasn't there, but at the end of the day, someone did implicate Lil Durk in there because OTF, they got caught, right? And Lil Durk, his name got inserted the next day after. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they saying that they got say what the fuck did you write the what he wrote right here? They got he say she say on him. Oh, they got he say she say on him. They don't got no real evidence about it. They got a bunch of complaints. I can say there's a bunch of complaints, but a lot of those complaints is murder complaints.
But I don't think it has anything to do with his music, because music is music. If that was the case, all these fucking rappers would be in jail for the fucking music. You know what I'm saying? So it's really that serious.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, the data. That's offending the data. I don't feel like it's good. Like the music ain't nothing. So you saying they got evidence? They just using the music as like a little bit of icing, so they could fight the music shit, but they actually got real evidence, potential evidence. I
mean, they probably just using some songs to make certain points valid. But yeah, you know, but as far as using the music as a whole, like the whole demeanor of the crime or whatever they saying allegedly happened, nah, because they probably have other things, right? The rental, there's the phone calls,
but it's not.
But what if he paid them half before they did it? What if there's money transaction?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with Lil Durk, the data.
Yeah, but who's the co-conspirator?
Diddy and Bonnie, the data. So they probably talking the data because there is one CS strike. So boom, hold on. To Demetrius says he was never there. First thing first, that Lil Durk was never there. He was only in the state. There was no money involved, no payoffs. There was only going by what the other people are saying they got caught. Oh, that's ill. So he never paid them. So you can't charge someone for murder for hire if you ain't hired, if you ain't pay them.
What if they have phone calls though, conversations or text messages?
He said songs that say I didn't want him, I wanted to do it, I paid for them, gonna try to use that, the data. I see what you're saying, the data, but why would Lil Durk be so fucking ignorant, the data, and put that in a song? Why would he want to keep putting stuff in songs, the data, or implicate a scene, the data, in a song? That's something that someone just coming up in the game is doing, the data, before they get famous. That's not someone that's famous trying to crash out. That's people who actually just coming up, the data, trying to get noticed. They doing anything for clout. If you already got the clout, you're gonna be doing stuff like that. But it's all lyrics and stuff like that. You're right, the data, it's beatable. It's all complaints. The data, they saying it's beatable. I can't get mad at they saying it's beatable. Let's keep going with the data.
But 12 men, masculinities. Rap has been adopted by many communities and across racial and cultural lines. Rap is uniquely a Black art form. The manner in which the music became integrated into the fabric of American culture was a Black American cultural product through an overwhelmingly Black American audience in using Black American aesthetics as signature features of the music. Imani Perry, Prophet of the Hood, Politics in Hip Hop 2004. Rap is many things: artistic expressions, a symptom of systematic oppression, political and social commentary, and more. One thing rap is not: reliable evidence. The impact of rap music can be felt in almost every facet of American culture: advertising, film, fashion, language, social media, sports, and business. For many of the younger generations, rap music is the default musical language, not a niche genre. Through rap music in the music industry, young Black Americans have reached levels of immense success. Jay-Z began his career rapping about the life in the projects of Brooklyn and is now hip hop's first billionaire. Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer Prize, and Dr. Dre has transformed himself from a groundbreaking California hip hop.
That's crazy. Why they mention Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar's, Dr. Dre, that they will transform They like what they mention all these people for
Rapper to a bona fide business mogul. Put it plainly, rap music is widely profitable, and its popularity and mainstream success only continues to grow as the industry has become more commercialized. So too has the process of creating rap. Any given song might be the product of multiple collaborators in writing, producing, and engineering. Music videos are often subject to a system of checks and balances from corporate ownership. Even social media posts and interviews are utilized as mechanisms of branding. For young men and women, particularly those living in marginalized communities, rap music can be a shining beacon of hope, a vehicle that can potentially catapult them into generational wealth. So what they're really saying is, this is the need to rap. This is the need for rap. This is why people rap. And for the most part, it reads off kind of like, I hate to say it, like an opening statement to have people understand these things about rap. And I get it, but this is kind of opening statement and closing statement a little bit. So far, it ain't really doing nothing for me. What about y'all? Hit that like button like you like something if you can't. Force this to the algorithm. I was supposed to get this to y'all an hour ago, but god damn, it was so much reading. But like I said, we ain't gonna do the whole entire 37 pages. So there's that. So let's continue.
So Gigi, do you feel like Lil Durk's the biggest upset in the fucking in the game, because he was at a peak, who was at a higher peak, and just shamed it, all the way, just do it all the way, Oh, this is the.
I'll say first is King of L's, aka Meek Mills, and then I'd say runner up.
Meek Mill's still out. Meek Mill didn't throw it away, he's out, living his life.
Yeah, but what did he do since he got out? He hasn't really. The music, he's not like the Meek Mills he used to be.
Bro, he's rich, He doesn't matter, about none of that. He's living, he's good, he's alive, he's out of jail right now, Like, you think Lil Durk would care if
But I don't think Lil Durk's number one, because there's mad people out there that make stupid mistakes, get caught up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is.
I think number one has to be Diddy. I'm saying, because like, you a top tier mogul, fucking icon, and you just
yeah.
I say number one Diddy, number two Meek Mill. I would have to put Durk maybe in top 10. I wouldn't say top 5. At least top 10.
Your boy 6ix9ine threw his shit away too. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? He was about to go crazy.
Yeah, but he stands on snitching though, I haven't heard Durk come out and say.
Dimitri said Tupac. Damn, how Tupac's number one? He said Tupac's number one. What do you mean? Tupac killed himself? You saying? Damn, that's crazy. Wow. He put Tupac in this situation.
Maybe how they like maybe it's just based off the decisions they make. Doesn't have to be necessarily their career, but if like
crash out.
Yeah.
Tupac's story is a little different than that. Tupac wasn't put in head. Allegedly putting hits on people and shit like that. I'm saying Tupac was, trying to fucking, he was running from certain shit. Not really running from shit, but staying away from certain shit. He didn't want to be in New York because people, he started in New York, people was on his tails. He was getting away from the gang, like being under control from the hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Hood people trying to control people back in the day, too crazy. But that's crazy. All right, bet. So that's the music part. Let's get into the bounty part. $1 million bounty. $1 million for you, $1 million for your boy, $1 million for your uncle, whoever comes, they get $1 million. This bounty was the highest bounty. Do you feel like Durk pays too much? He pays too much for bounties. That's why his peoples actually be trying to, like, maybe, you know what I'm saying, trying to rat on him or something like that, because they're like, yo, he pampers them. Can that even be possible? No, I'm saying he was the #1 rapper to throw his life away. First, if Suge didn't go get him, he would have been still in jail. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Damn, and Suge would have never got him. He would have still been in jail to this, not to this day, but he would have been in jail a little while longer. He would have did his bid. He would have did his little bid. He would have finished off his bid because he got out on bail. Out on bail, straight out of jail, California. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That is fact. You are telling the truth. So damn. So this hurt. So do you feel there's a big chance that? Now let's be honest. I want you to be 100% honest. Do you feel that Durk could actually get out of this? Oh, that would be a fucking miracle. If Durk gets out of this, this is like. What do you feel more that is going to happen? Do you feel like he actually going to get out of this, or it's kind of hard for him to? He's doing some time.
I feel like he'll get time served, slap on the wrist, pay some fines.
What? That's different right there. What the hell? You feel like he's going to get a slap on the wrist and get time served and a slap on the wrist? That's ill. That's an ill analogy. Let's see what's the new evidence that they got.
And then we're going to skip down to page 15, right? We'll read a little bit of this. The government supplemental notice dated January 16, 2026 asserts that the music evidence is direct evidence and inextricably intertwined with the charges, yet provides no explanation of how rap lyrics created at unknown times by unidentified authors could possibly.
Yo, Jay Dooley, hit the stream. Hit the stream. Come up here. You got a different opinion than GT. GT feels like he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. He will come home because the substantial evidence is weak. That's what GT feels. That's just his own theory. You feel like he might be going to jail or something like that. We need you to come up here, hit the link so you can have your opinion. I'm on my way home. I bet that.
Form part of the charged conduct or be necessary to tell a coherent story. The government identifies the release dates of several videos, but it does not identify when any lyrics were written or when the songs were produced. The government does not authorship, does not connect specific lyrics to any particular fact in dispute, and does not attempt to address the substantial prejudice that any such material would cause. The government also states that it reserves the right to supplement its notice and introduce additional excerpts without identifying what those materials might be. That's insane, by the way. This repeated assertion of reservation of rights is contrary to this court's order from the January 7, 2026 hearing. It impairs the defense's ability to prepare and prevent court from performing its gatekeeping duties. The government has now made 3 separate Rule 404B submissions and still has not provided the required information. The evidence is not inextricably intertwined. The government has not satisfied Rule 404B, and the court cannot conduct Rule 403 balancing without a complete record because each of the deficiencies is independently sufficient to warrant exclusion. The court should bar all lyric and video evidence. Facts. The government has severed 3 separate disclosures identifying the facts that it seeks to use at trials. Evidence it seeks to use at trial. In each purported music evidence, it has changed its initial notice dated September 1st, 2025. The government identified 2 broad categories of proposed evidence: Banks' rivalry with Claim Bowman, aka Quando Rondo, and Banks' alleged direction of violence against rivals. It concluded with generic statement that all listed acts were admissible.
Nah, but do you feel like they could charge him with murder for hire if he never pays someone? Like,
Yeah, they could. Yeah, because even by you talking about it, you can still get charged by the law.
Yeah.
Even just like speaking freely outside, you know, like, yo, I'll give you $50. You just fucking sock that motherfucker. You still get in trouble for that.
And if you don't pay the dude, the daughter, you still gonna get in trouble for that.
You don't pay him. I mean, but you gotta have an op. Maybe he's gonna want to come at you. You know, people would do anything for $1. You know what I'm saying?
So boom. So where do they get the $1 million from? The daughter? They could have said anything. He never paid them. That's a large bounty. So where do they get $1 million and $1 million?
Or maybe I think they just exaggerated so they can bring Durk down into it. You know,
bro.
You know what I mean?
Bounty. You can't exaggerate a bounty price. That would be stupid. That will fuck up the whole case, wouldn't it? If you say, yo, if someone came up to you and was like, yo, you sock that dude for $50, right? And then the dude gets locked up, right? And he's like, oh no, he told me to sock him for $1 million. Why the hell would he just do that?
Right.
Why wouldn't he just say, oh yeah, he told me to sock him for $50?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
But we're gonna get into it.
I feel like
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I just feel like they saying. I feel like the co-defendants, like the ones. I mean, I feel like they're just saying whatever just to like kind of save their ass. And then I feel like the DA is just like making shit up or just hearing what they're saying or just gathering what other information they have. But I feel like they just want to make the perceptions and paint the narrative that Durk is like, you know, come on, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like they're just adding more sauce than what it really is. You know what I mean?
To make him seem like he's more of a an ignorant ass dude that he wants somebody going for $1 whole $1 million.
Like they're forgetting that he's actually an artist. You know, he's a role model. Like, you know.
Yeah.
In a way, like the youth listen to Durk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So you're saying that this has no real effect?
Yeah, because Durk's not a street nigga, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? He's an artist. He's a millionaire. He's a businessman. He's a entrepreneur. You know, he's a role model. I feel like he's not doing those tactics. But if they have him requesting certain things, then yeah, I mean, punish him for that. But as far as like punish them like if a murder actually really happened, nah, they doing the most. That's why I said I feel like he's gonna get the time served, bro. You know what I mean?
So you feel like these complaints really don't hold no weight.
Exactly. Facts. They don't.
Complaints. Whoa.
It's just like they're just dragging it longer, you know, because
hold on. But Didi and Vonnie, they folded.
So
yeah, the dude.
But
all the evidence goes to them, right? The Didi dude, he's the one that was using the cards. The Didi dude rented the cards. They got him on camera. They're buying the gloves, buying the things, getting the straps or whatever the case may be. So they got them on camera. So all the evidence kind of points to them. Nothing points to Durk, and they say it was. So what?
I thought it was just a rental card that pointed back to Durk. Like they used a credit card to buy the rental.
They point back to Didi and Vonnie. It pointed back to Didi and Vonnie. It pointed back to the OTF credit cards, but they was using it, not Durk. So,
Thought they,
so
well, I then maybe I misunderstood. I thought they said that those credit cards were Dirk's.
yeah,
That's why he's tied in.
they the teams credit, they the business credit cards. Like you could use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
personal credit cards.
yeah. All right. It's like the labels credit card. It's like it's Def Jam's credit card.
Yeah.
It's Rockefeller.
So if they happen, it's OTFs. So if it's his credit card, all right, and they talking, the kids is talking, what you think he's gonna be able to say then now? That they don't caught, they was done to that, so they trying to blame me just to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
Would that even work? Since when? How many times did that work?
I mean, the best thing is not to say nothing, and the best thing is to say, yo, I don't have nothing to do with that. Because if that's all they got, then yeah, just stay quiet. That's it. Just don't fold. Don't fold. If they don't have a confession, I don't think they got shit. But I feel like that's why they keeping them in there this long. Like they trying to break them. You know what I'm saying?
He's waiting for trial, bro. For real. He's waiting for trial. Murder for hire trial. He's about to go in April. He was a trial in April. This is about to be crazy. How the Diddy trial started, that's how the trial. But let's hear a little stuff.
To show defendant Banks' move, intent, preparation, and plan. Knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, and lack of accident without explaining how any particular piece of evidence served any particular purpose. The government's revised notice dated September 17, 2025, which I kind of pointed out already, asserted that the evidence described in sections 1 and 2 is direct evidence and inextricably intertwined with the charges in the second superseding indictment and allows the government to present a complete story to the jury. It is therefore not subject to notice pursuant to Rule 404B. The revised notice then stated, to the extent any of the listed evidence does not fall within the scope of Rule 404B, the government gives notice of its intent to use such evidence pursuant to this letter. The revised notice provides no articulation of reasoning, permitted purpose, or a logical connection between the evidence and any non-propensity use. Only at the end of Section 1 did the government include a fallback provision stating that to the extent the court determines these acts are neither direct evidence of or intertwined with these charges, with the charges, they are admissible to show co-conspirators, most of whom were members or associates of OTF, motive, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, and lack of accident. Section 2 similarly stated the evidence is admissible both as direct and inextricably intertwined evidence pursuant to Rule 40. Pursuant to Rule 404B. My bad, y'all. This stuff just kind of blanked out. But provided no articulation of reasoning or permitted purposes of Exhibit B4. So on January 7, 2026, this court held a status hearing where it directed the government to specify which words and which medium is being proposed in order for the court to make an intelligent 403 ruling, docket 341 at 1920. In response to that,
yeah, this is wild crazy, Wavy Gang. This is wild crazy, Dundada.
Directive. The government sent the defense a new 404B notice on January 16, 2026, which confoundingly includes entirely new evidence. The government supplemental notice dated January 16, 2026 identifies 12 separate music videos, audio recordings, and rap excerpts that it characterizes as music admissions. The government asserts that the evidence is direct evidence of inextricably intertwined with the charges in the second superseding indictment, and therefore not subject to notice pursuant to Rule 404B. It then states, to the extent any of the listed evidence does fall within the scope of Rule 404B, the government gives notice of its intent to use such evidence pursuant to this letter. Unlike the revised notice, the supplemental notice provides no articulation whatsoever of any reasoning, permitted purposes of logical connection between the music evidence and the non-propensity use. The supplemental notice merely summarizes the proposed significance of the music evidence by grouping into 6 broad categories of admissions and asserts that music admission evidence is admissible against all defendants as co-conspirator statements. The notices do not identify who authored the lyric, who authored the
They act like Lil Durk is just fighting their lyrics, they just keep bringing up this music, this lyric stuff, they're just trying to get the lyrics down. Like, all right, get the lyrics thrown out, after they get, like, what is the real evidence? Is it just the lyrics? You're gonna keep mentioning lyrics. It's like they distracted them from the main plot, keep playing,
the lyrics part of me, when they were created.
Like, you're not talking about the CI1, CI2, CI, like, you're not, like, what's going on?
Whether the defendants adopted them or how the government connects each specific excerpt to any particular fact in dispute. The government does not acknowledge the potential prejudice that would result from the admission of the videos and songs, much less suggest a way to lessen any such prejudice. The government explicitly reserves the right to supplement this notice and/or provide additional proposed exhibits up to the April 21st, 2026 trial date, and further reserves the right to introduce additional excerpts of music videos depicting defendants together with charged and uncharged co-conspirators without any indication of what those songs might be. We reserve the right to supplement this notice as necessary before trial, despite this being the government's third attempt at notifying the defense of intended 404B evidence. It still fails to meet the required notice obligations. The government's notice is non-committal, non-specific, and fails to apprise the court of the information necessary to even conduct a proper 403 analysis, despite this court and the defense repeatedly requesting the specifics, even if it did satisfy the notice requirements. The rap lyrics and accompanying music videos are irrelevant, prejudicial, communicative, misleading, and would cause significant delay in this trial. The purported evidence must be excluded. So y'all just gonna drop music videos in there. That's what that says. Y'all gonna see the thing that should happen, right? Is just pictures. Just pictures. Y'all can point to this and say, oh, it's a reward. But now y'all trying to bring the people into it. But I kind of can see, right? Like, go back to the Young Thug trial, right? To the Young Thug YSL trial.
I feel like they were so used to just doing this shit in Chicago that they thought they was gonna be able to do the video thing, they gonna be able to act out, do everything else, and that's just what's gonna work, So since they over here, trying to make mad music, since over here making the diss songs and the music, taunting the whole situation that happened, the feds wasn't playing with that. It was like, you could do that over there, in Chicago, to local rappers and local situations, but this is too far out, so we can't allow situations. And they maybe just got caught. Who knows? Too red-handed. He has store runners, trying to do hitman jobs, which is a wild, crazy thing.
If Lil Woody would have got arrested and they brought in, and let's say he was being charged with the murder of Donovan Thomas, even though he beat those charges, just want y'all to know that he beat those charges. If they would have dropped that Lil Woody pop at your noggin, bruh, we would have been sitting in that courtroom like, oh shit.
This game.
You see what he's trying to say, Lil Woody. Why would you bring up Lil Woody in this situation, You think Bonnie and Diddy's doing the Lil Woody, putting the Lil Woody's gonna help Durk out of this situation, Nah, this is too crazy, This is a little different, what they charged with, Somebody's gonna have to, if they caught Diddy red-handed, Diddy's gonna have to just be quiet, Not just bring someone in. Remember, Durk got inserted into the case a day after, 2 days after this. 2 days after they got arrested, the OTF family got arrested.
So I think that's what the government is trying to, that's my clear belief. But Drew's right on the sense of, bruh, y'all need to say exactly what lyrics, because y'all just talking about the whole entire song. So we about to sit here, and Boosie had talked about this before. We're about to spend a whole damn day listening to songs and then deciphering this shit.
That's different, GT. You over there drinking a hot chocolate and beer. Yeah, you different. You're about to be on tour. You're a different breed.
Yeah, I don't see how the judge really lets a lot of this shit in, but we shall see. Let's finish with this last one. This really gets good. Rejecting inextricably intertwined theory where government nowhere asserts that it would be difficult to establish its case without other acts. And then we're not going to keep on reading this United States shit, but no. The finding evidence is not inextricably intertwined with the charged conduct because the government does not assert that it could not establish its case against the defendant as to the charged conduct without reference to this evidence. One, inextricably intertwined with charged bank fraud because it can relate to any number of criminal schemes unrelated to those charges. And they're talking about United States versus Brooke. So I might have to read some of this shit so y'all know what we're talking about. The government cannot satisfy either of the two narrow categories of inextricably intertwined evidence. The music evidence is not part of the charged transaction, and it is not necessary for the government to tell a coherent story. At the outset, the government cannot rely on the same criminal transaction theory because they failed to identify when any lyrics were written or when the songs were produced. Although the government identifies the premiere dates of multiple music videos, the music video's premiere date or song release does not establish when the content was created. A song could be in development for years before it's released. Without the basic information, the court cannot determine whether the music evidence is temporarily connected to the charged conspiracy or too temporarily to distant qualify. I mean, let me reread that, bro, because y'all not seeing this, but when I'm recording this shit, there's numbers, so let me get this shot there. Okay. It's temporarily connected to the charged conspiracy or too temporarily distant to qualify as part of the same transaction, even if the lyrics were created close in time to the alleged conduct. Coincidence in time is sufficient. The government must show a substantive or contextual connection between each specific lyric and the charged offense. It has not done so. The supplemental notice groups the music evidence into broad categories of admissions, but does not explain how any particular lyric goes directly to an element of the underlying charges. On the current record, the music evidence could be related to any number of unrelated stories, narratives, or creative themes. The government has not shown that the music evidence is necessary to tell a coherent story of the charged conspiracy. The government does not assert that it would be unable to present its case without lyrics or videos, merely that the evidence allows the government to present.
Honestly, after this, it seems like Lil Durk, got a weak case. They keep mentioning got the lyrics, all these lyrics. I thought we was talking about the Lil Pab case. How did they get caught? Like, what do you actually got? Do you not have anything on them? That's not what it is. Do you not? Is your people who's not telling? Are they telling? Are they really telling the truth? I thought you say that y'all keep saying that y'all got more evidence that he wanted old black people who passed away, that he was putting hits on old black members, that he wanted Muna Duke gone, that he wanted this person gone, that he wanted anybody from old black because they wasn't sliding for Vaughn. So you was going, so he's not good. So he want other people to go down. To get body for not sliding for Vaughn. That don't make no sense. So they're not sliding for Vaughn. He's not sliding for Vaughn. And he's trying to get other people to get locked up for not sliding for Vaughn. Come on, Dada. Let's get it right. Y'all keep mentioning y'all keep mentioning the Lil Durk $1 million on Quando's head, but that's what y'all just stop at the thought. I just don't get it. The thought y'all mentioned the lyrics. All right, is it give us the $1 million bounty? Shit, the thought. Don't mention no lyrics. But they gonna keep mentioning lyrics. The thought. I don't get it. The thought. Do you got evidence of that? The thought. They gonna hit him though. They gonna hit him.
Check this one out. So the feds allege that Lil Durk put a $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo's head. As we know, it was Quando's homie that shot and killed King Von. We all seen it on camera. Little Tim, I think his name is. He's out right now. Last time I knew, he was making music, and I think he got the self-defense charge or whatever. He got off on it, and he's doing his thing. The feds are saying that they have an evidence to prove that he put $1 million. But God dang, $1 million, dog. Yo, what's up? A milli? and you ain't caught. No, I'm joking. No, I'm messing. But look, it's not funny because now they have somebody that's going to testify.
Damn, what kind of what's that shit called? What kind of connection this dude got? You gave $1 million to store it and stuff. This by them Spurgeon was gonna be too hot. They went from going to the store for Dutchess, snacks, Fanta bottles, or whatever the case may be, to having $250,000 in their pocket and stuff like that. And nah, Durk, come on, man. You need to have better connections than that.
It's going to testify about Lil Durk's involvement, right? The witness says that Durk used street language to put a price on Quando's life. The feds claim that Durk's lieutenants turned his words into action. They say OTF member Muwap Wilson and another guy started recruiting killers. They say Muwap allegedly promised the $1 million reward on behalf of Durk. The deal was simple: fly to Los Angeles and kill Quando Rondo, right? Now, on August 18th, 2022, the alleged hitman tracked the target in LA. They found what they thought, was him moving around at the Beverly Center. 3 men in a white sedan pulled up on a black Cadillac. They thought Quando Rondo was inside, and the shooters unleashed more than a dozen rounds at the SUV. No argument, no fight, just a straight ambush. But they actually got the wrong persons. They actually killed Lil Pab. Instead, he died at the hospital later. So it's confirmed. It's confirmed that hit was actually for Rondo. They were trying to take Rondo out. And they're saying that Durk paid $1 million. Flew them guys out there, tracked things.
It's crazy, Nitty. They trying to say Durk paid $1 million to hit on Quando Rondo. And the people he paid the $1 million hit fumbled the bag, hit the wrong person. Like a $1 million hit, you wouldn't think that's professional enough to understand.
Now, this is a dangerous world, yo. This is deadly. Now, prosecutors claim Lil Durk used more than talk after the shoot. They say he kept the promise to make it straight, right? The alleged rewards included jewelry, custom grills, spots, and OTF music videos. Durk also put some of his shooters in song lyrics released after Lil Pab's death. Wow. Oh, man. Yo, this is crazy, y'all. Let me tell you, I got to take a shot on that one. Some whiskey, some weeded bourbon.
That's what I'm saying. For $1 million, he could have made somebody disappear. You know what I'm saying? The Sinaloa cartel, top of them people, they would have put you in somewhere else. Like that's different money. That's a different bag right there. Like, what are you doing?
Wow. Durk's trial is coming up. His trial is coming up. It's not looking good because they got people. They have people wrapped around a building. They're saying it's going to testify against Lil Durk. They have phone calls. They have video. They have, they're going to bring in a gang decoder to decode some of the different, slang terminology that they were using. $1 million hit.
People can't wrap their head around it. They're like, yo, what the hell? Durk was feeding his people good, and they still did him dirty. You see, even if you do your people good, you giving them $1 million bounties, yo, y'all handle that, they still gonna do you dirty, bro. They gonna try to get out of it, blame your ass, nigga. And those out there, and some of them people was actually King Von's cousins, so they should have been doing that for their own personal issues. But no, and then this is what happens. You insert yourself and shit. And I feel like this time, Lil Durk wanted to be held accountable for it. Not held accountable by the feds, but held accountable by the people. That's why he was talking a lot. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But he should never talk that all, because none of that matters.
Alleged, right? Look, I'm not like, this is all alleged at this point. Right? This is what the feds are alleging. Does it mean that it's true? No, it doesn't. but it does mean that he has an uphill battle to fight in court. It's not going to be easy because again, this is they're not letting the man out. They denied every which way, every appeal, anything he's tried, they have denied it. So they mean business. They want to send him up top. They want to put Durk on that wheel. They want to put him on the wheel. The way they're painting Durk is like he's a mastermind, a shot caller. Not only a shot caller, someone that got his hands dirty, someone that led, organized crime syndicate. This is what they're painting him as: the shot caller, the CEO, the boss. So him and his attorneys are going to have a time trying to prove that he wasn't. Credit card receipts, video.
It's crazy for this crime, right? For this crime, and it's crazy because what did Durk actually do, you know what I'm saying? If he did do it, you know what I'm saying, was paying for the murder fight, that's different, but what did Durk was actually do was he's a shooter. Why do they want Durk so bad? And it comes down to the point why do they, maybe because Durk had beef with some higher ups and maybe Durk wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, sell his soul or something. Maybe Durk wasn't really trying to, maybe Durk really got it out the mud. Maybe Durk wasn't really messing with the industry like that. Maybe Durk was really on his own time and like that. And they wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? He left certain people that went and did his own deal. He was messing with certain people he left certain people did his own deal came up crazy is still coming up crazy. Went to Atlanta and came up maybe they wasn't liking that. That's why he probably still in Atlanta because that's where he was safe to make music. There's artists that make music that are hot, that got a large following. There are lots of them, and he could, you know what I'm saying, rap with them and have features and do this and do that, come up himself, but maybe they wasn't feeling it. They took him out, some of the higher ups in the industry. Who knows? What do you think?
All the different, they have a litany of evidence against Lil Durk. So we will let you know how this winds up. We're going to follow that trial and follow this case, all the way to the culmination of it. But I had to give you this news. The Fed is saying he put $1 million. He wasn't playing around. And look, we all knew this. Come on, man, we knew that.
Have you ever seen Durk at the all white parties with little baby in them? Have you ever seen Durk at the Diddy parties? Have you ever seen Durk at these people? Have you ever seen Durk at a Rock Nation brunch? Have you ever seen Durk over here? You won't see Durk over there. And Durk's a big artist. Why ain't he messing with these people and not messing with them? That's so crazy. Gotta watch it, man. It gets crazy like that.
When we seen King Von get murdered the way he got murdered, we knew that he was gonna slide. I didn't know it'd be $1 million though, allegedly. We all knew that. We knew that. This is the life that these brothers come from. I'm not condoning it, but he was birthed into this. He was true to the shit. He lived by it. And now he might have to die by it. Now he might have to do a lot of time, probably the rest of his life in prison, by it. You put these guys are coming up. Example I always give is you put a child in a damn jungle. Lions, tigers, bears, poisonous snake, poisonous spiders, poisonous mosquitoes, all that, alligators. You have to learn to adapt and survive in that environment. If you walk the wrong way, if you climb the wrong way, if you sleep too long, if you do something wrong, you'll be killed, you'll be murdered, you'll be slaughtered, you'll be taken out. So you learn to adapt, you learn to survive. And it's kill or be killed. So I know this goddamn tiger's coming. If I slip up.
Nah, I feel like Durk, he went out his way, to put himself, in the predicament that he's in, How you go out your way, to go put yourself, in the predicament that you in right now, Gigi? That don't make no sense, Like you paid $1 million to get yourself in a cell. Because you paid $1 million to some store runners. You paid $1 million to people who didn't deserve it. You ain't paid. You should have gave them $1 million to some UFC fighters. They probably would have beat them to a pole, you know what I'm saying? Like you paid $1 million to some store runners, like you thought was him, and it's selfish, because you gave them a large lump sum, so they feel comfortable taking it, they know what they up to, so they won't tell on you. That's why you gave them $1 million, and they still turned their back, and betrayed you, it's whack, like you paid them handsomely the dollars to like, yo, everybody gonna get paid good enough. Do y'all want to take it? If y'all don't want to take the leave, but this is what y'all get paid, and that's your cousin. And they still happen to tell him.
So goddamn it, I'm gonna shoot him first. Or if he take my person out, I'm going, this is the lifestyle these guys come up in. And I'm not condoning it. But the sadder part is they get out of it a little too late, because now once you get into the industry, that's the time to let that shit go. Let them guys go. Gotta let them go. And I think Durk did it a little too late. He converted to Islam. You know, I think his father was obviously in prison, but his father got out. And his father, all through his life, was in his
Yo,
head.
what really happened to that dude Jim the dollar? Like, who was telling first? Did that dude Jim tell first the dollar? They try to say that dollar that dude Jim honestly was telling first the dollar, and when the two Jim was telling first the dollar that they try to get him the dollar, when they try to hit him the dollar, they sprayed the car up the dollar, and they hit his baby mama the dollar, and the car door was open, like Jim was in the car the dollar, but they missed it the dollar, which is crazy. And was Jim in that car? So then they try to say like Jim's not even in jail, because every time someone says Jim's in jail, the daughter, he posts a post on Instagram. The daughter, like, how can you be in jail? The daughter posts on Instagram. How does that work, G? You know what I'm saying? It can't work like that. So where's Jim at?
And alleged that Lil Durk offered $1 million to anybody on the team. You know what I'm saying? That could exterminate. You know what I'm saying? They didn't kill him. They end up killing Lil Pab. You feel me? But they said Diddy is the one that recruited everybody, told them, you know what I'm saying, they do the job, Durk was gonna pay them $1 million. So we finna get into all this, but I'm gonna tell y'all why it might be over for Durk. I'm gonna get into that. So look, federal prosecutors have pushed back against the defense request for a bill of particulars laying out their theory of the case. According to the government, the alleged reward for the hit was exposure in music videos and mentions in rap lyrics. Prosecutors also claim Lil Durk used coded language telling participants they will be straight. They allege OTF Diddy then recruited hitman and promised $1 million on Durk's behalf, identifying Diddy as one of Durk's lieutenants. So now they calling Diddy one of Durk's lieutenants.
So Diddy's definitely telling. So Diddy's telling the daughter, because he's saying the daughter that he's the one, the daughter that, like, how do they know that Diddy did all this? So Diddy's actually told on himself, the daughter, and he said everything he had to do, the daughter. Bonnie probably is to the daughter because his pops don't put him on blast like a mug. The daughter that made the feds probably talk to him like, yo, tell us about all this shit. The daughter, we want to know what your dad's talking about, or whatever the case may be. And now this is crucial. The daughter, this case is probably just so deep, and the daughter, there's so much going on because who knows how much Diddy knows? They ain't Diddy the dude that got kidnapped and he cut his hair. So once you start talking, they want to know about that story too. Why you got kidnapped? Who kidnapped you? The daughter cut your dreads off. The daughter had you on camera. Who did that?
Alongside another co-conspirator, the defense is expected to file its response later today. I then one of them I'm doing lives up for my brother Lil Durk, man. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Durk cook, and this is the reason why, bro. Like, I'm not even finna. I don't want Durk to go to jail. I don't hate Lil Durk. I don't have a problem with Lil Durk. I actually think he makes some good music. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem with Durk case, right? Co-conspirator number 5 done already flipped, right? So this new story that they got had to come from co-conspirator 5, that he was recruited by Diddy, right? Number 5 is OTF Vonnie and Flocka And this is the other part that I want people to realize, right? Diddy didn't flip, but he in turn made a statement like, I think like he wasn't there, but he was there, but it's like he wasn't shooting. Okay, that put you at the scene. The other people that already flipped is gonna put y'all at the scene. Y'all cook. I think in Boogie paperwork too, he was like, I was there, but y'all can't charge me with the shooting because I didn't do no shooting. But you saying you was there. You just saying that.
Diddy done already told on himself that Vonnie that put himself out that we don't know what's going on with Vonnie that but Diddy done that went all the way into that. You could tell that you seen the video of that Diddy that getting kidnapped or whatever case may be, but none of that matters that Diddy done that he already said that like yo. He's thinking already like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do. The whole time, probably why it was going on, Diddy was like, yo, if I get caught, I ain't do it. I wasn't here. That's a weak mind person. What you mean? Do you know what you're planning? Do you know? Like, don't think like that. So now he's thinking like, let him get himself out. Everybody's for themselves. Let him get himself out of the situation. How can you do that?
That you wasn't the shooter, but you said that you was that though. Okay.
Parents of children who play Roblox.
Like you was there. That's how they get you out of that. They're like, yo, we know that you're the good dude, and we know you ain't want none of this shit to happen. Just let us know if you was there or not. Just we know what's your thing. Matter of fact, they don't say that. Let us know if you was at this. Like we know you ain't the one that had anything to do with it. Just let us know your part in the situation or something. And then that boom, then he was like, yo. This is my part. I wasn't a shooter. I didn't have nothing to do with it. They shot the wrong person anyway. It was $1 million bounty. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
That alone, y'all cook.
I dropped down to my knees when the law came. I dropped down to my knees when the law came.
You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing. For one, this is a RICO case. It's not a state case like that YSL stuff. What this is a federal RICO case. You see what I'm saying? When that jury hit a breakdown and start, okay, you was there. All y'all OTF, they flipping, they saying y'all this, they blaming Lil Durk, or whatever. So that's like saying this, right? Let's just say if they point out Boogie, right? And Boogie say, I never talked to Lil Durk at all. He ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay, cool. If Diddy say, I never talked to Lil Durk at all. He ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay, cool. That's just two of y'all. Bonnie was on the plane with Durk. Bonnie on camera getting the rental cars, the bass. Bonnie on camera at the hotel. Bonnie on camera at the airport.
Bonnie knows a lot of data. That's fucked up. He trusted Bonnie too much. Data. Bonnie got himself. Yo, I don't even know how. Yo, don't you feel like this is so mediocre, bro? Like Durk put himself in a whole predicament that's so fucking like so dry. Data. Like, first of all, y'all hit the wrong person. Y'all didn't even get your target. It's a whole $1 million bounty. Everybody just talking about that. You shouldn't even be involved in the situation from the jump. You over here riding with these people. Those are King Von's cousins. They could have just, they could have grieved their own way. You didn't have to help them. So you could be like, yeah, we already slide on. So you could go on DJ Academics and just have something to not talk about. And if this shit got done and it didn't get done, that you ain't have nothing to talk about. You never got nothing to talk about. So don't think that you do something so you can have something to talk about, because you can't talk about it anyway. So this is a real lesson for y'all that whoever thinks y'all gonna do something and talk about it after. Now you can't talk about it either. So if you don't want to do it, just don't do it at all, because you ain't gonna be able to talk about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no brownie points for no real shit. You just a real nigga. That's how you live. But it's no brownie points. You don't get rewards for the way that you are. Like, what are you talking about? It's just in your character.
They got the person that booked everything. So basically they saying Durk financed this whole situation, bro. They broke. I hope they got jobs. If not, what's y'all occupation? Are you part of OTF? what you do, they gonna run all that down. What jury in America y'all think finna hear this and be like, oh, Lil Durk ain't had nothing to do with it? How? Now, don't get me wrong. Drew a good lawyer, excellent lawyer, but I don't think Drew ready for the amount of snitching that these dudes finna do. I'm talking about the amount of
Drew's a great lawyer, but I feel like Drew, he been, I'm saying he's going against the big ass machine, and these people, I feel like they not about to let Drew act like they dumb. Like they know they're not doing it. They don't want it done. They don't care about it. They don't want to be called dumb. That's what I think. I feel like it's competition. Like he met his match right here. And his team is going against a real team. But you know what I'm saying, alhamdulillah. We hope that he comes out.
What they about to do is finna be crazy. You can just tell by reading the paperwork. They already done said all type of crazy stuff. Then, not only do you got 2 of the shooters done flip, plus Vonnie done flip, so that's 3 people that done flip right there that we know for a fact is all of the paperwork that they flip. But they said they got other OTF people and all, and witnesses and all this stuff. Like, ain't no telling what they got jammed up for, but they willing to tell on Durk to get out of it. And Drew them, they don't know that, or they ain't gonna know how to cross-examine it because the feds is using, well, we can't put out their information because Lil Durk might try to get them.
Yo, you know what's crazy about the shooters? The shooters is selfish as hell. You're the shooters. You the one that unalive to do and you willing to tell them to do that, paid you because you wanted to do it on a live too, because you're part of the same situation that he's part of, and that's probably your cousin, and that's your boy. Kevon was everybody's boy. You have your own relationship with Kevon. You're not just doing this off Durk just telling you to do this. No, you have your own relationship with Kevon. You have your own personal situation. So they just selfish about it. They like, yo, they just throw Durk under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, Durk can make it. It's like, yo, Durk make it out of this. He knows he's not messing with nobody.
Killed.
Here's why thousands of homeowners are.
He's not gonna mess. Like, what the hell? They threw Durk underneath the bus, bro. If you imagine he comes out of it with his life, because you like that's like putting you in front of his spot right there.
This allowing this. So the state of California, the federal government is allowing this to go on. How you gonna really have a cross-examination for somebody and you don't even know what they're gonna say? So when these other witnesses and all these other people get in there, Drew don't know what these people gonna say and what they link to and what type of evidence they got. We talking about all type of audios and all that. Y'all see, we was hearing them OTF Booner phone calls. Then out of nowhere, they just stopped. Ain't no telling if they gonna use those. They said they got audio, they got pictures, they got video. All that. But Drew can't get everything because the feds use it. Now we can't give him that because Lil Durk might try to get them killed, or he might try to get somebody in their family hurt. You see what I'm saying? So Drew don't really know what he up against. He have no clue.
You better get some pull up in there, Like, come on, that's true feeling, Let's get right, That's true feeling, Like, I think that he's you know what I'm saying, he's downgrading Drew feeling, Like, come on now, He's trying to say Drew feeling's overrated, Like, Drew feeling gotta be the truth, Come on, Drew feeling got this. Drew feeling wouldn't be saying that he got this if he didn't. You think so?
He know what the paperwork's saying. Now, Drew could say, no, they lying on Durk. Bro, listen, let me tell y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. One thing I've never seen in America, now when it comes to federal.
I ain't trying to say that this dude, but he, like, you come on now, you gotta understand that this, like, Drew feeling, he actually he got his literature right, So, you know what I'm saying? He's intellectual about it. I don't know how intellectual you can see certain things about it, but you know what I'm saying? Drew Feeling's about to run something about it. He ain't gonna let you know what tricks he got in his bag about it, but he's definitely got some shit about it in his bag about it to play. He's trying to run game about it. This he's about to run. He ain't about to tell you. So the way that you souping stuff up, Drew Feelings probably got some stuff in the stash too about it. That is a fact.
Go cases. We ain't talking about the state case like YSL. But when it comes to federal RICO cases, I've never seen one person be a federal RICO case and not do no time and everybody else go down and do the time. So that's what I'm saying. Even the people that's not all the way snitching, they lawyers is basically making statements. It's like, you semi.
But if Durk could come out with his life, Dundada, if Durk could come out with 10, that's his life, Dundada. Like if Durk could come out of this situation, Dundada, with a 5-piece McNugget, a 7-piece McNugget, a 10-piece McNugget, Dundada, he's probably gonna be happy with that, Dundada. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't gonna be happy, but it's just like he's probably gonna be happy with that, Dundada. Durk's a strong person. We can't even lie, Dundada. For him to be facing all this, Dundada, and still be in a good spirit, still be good, Dundada, to go, Dundada. This is a real heavy case right now, Dada. This is crazy, Dada. This just determines his life, his future, Dada, and he already built it, Dada. So this could destroy the Dada, or just, you know what I'm saying, create the Dada. But no, but at the end of the day, the Dada, it's gonna take time. This is crazy, bro.
Guilty. Like you already semi-guilty. Okay, he won that. He was the driver. You still going down for murder. You want them to drop a gun charge on you or a shooting charge on you, but you was still there. You ain't called 911 after they did what they did. You was still there for the shooting. You still gonna have to take the rap for that. And this is why I say,
yo, Diddy just one of them people. That's how you know that Diddy's man mediocre. You would think this is some top-notch gangsters. Like I know some younger people that won't even talk so much to the boys and he's saying this much oh, I was there and I seen these people shoot and this. What are you talking about? That's something some little dude would say Didn't your lawyer? Didn't you got lawyers to tell you what to say, what not to say Like, are you gonna do this or you're not gonna do this? Like what game you're playing, like. Even civilized people know this, civil people know this, we ain't just talking about, oh yeah, these people, a Karen, if their son got locked up, they're like, oh, don't say nothing. I seen a cop tell another cop, don't say nothing, to you get, don't say nothing to your in front of your lawyer. Like, what the hell? Ain't he a cop? Like, why wouldn't you? He told the other cop not to talk to other cops till his lawyer arrives. So that's just natural law, and these people are just trying to get out.
Lil Durk is cooked because Drew don't know what these people finna come in here and say on him. And whatever they say, the feds gonna have a proof to back up whatever they say. Now I know what Drew think. Well, it gotta be proof that Durk paid the money. It gotta be proof that Durk gave the money out. It gotta be proof that he did this, he did that. Not necessarily. Because this is the thing. Even if the feds can't prove that Durk paid the money, it don't matter. Because what y'all think Vonnie told him he got the money from?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to.
Yo, that's different, Dada. That's different. Durk didn't pay. They say Durk didn't even pay nobody, Dada. So what are you talking about? Vonnie's gonna say that he got the money to pay it. Vonnie paid him. Vonnie didn't have the money.
OTF credit cards. The OTF jet. Ain't no Lil Durk had to send an do a lob because Lil Durk had a jet. I didn't even know they had an OTF jet, OTF credit cards, OTF bank accounts, OTF hitman. Who y'all think gonna believe the jury bought all that? The rap star or the dudes from around the corner, up the block and up the street That ain't got no paper. That ain't got no money. Because if I had any type of money and I was involved in that, you wouldn't have caught me. I wouldn't have went back to, I'd have left Chicago. You wouldn't have caught me at all. I'm gone. Pew. I'm on the run. Pew. Gone. But all these dudes done pretty much flipped and gave up the case already. So Drew got to figure out how he gonna get Lil Durk out the situation with all these other people being able to say whatever they want to say. And to me, when the government do you that like that, that means they want to get rid of you regardless, bro. Because they're basically telling your defense, you not gonna know everything we got, and you not finna see all our witnesses, and you not finna know everything our witnesses gonna say until the trial start. How Drew's supposed to defend against that? They don't know who going on that stand. They don't know what they gonna say. They can't even, defense ain't even giving them all the information that the people that was in on it said. The ones that flipped and all that, and the money and all that, like, come on, bro. Lil Durk, I don't know why Lil Durk put himself in this situation, man. But right here in the new paperwork, as y'all can see, it say the defendant banks told co-conspirators.
Yo, it's like them people wanted him to tell the, it's like them people, right? OTF members wanted Lil Durk to tell them to write the data when they could have just wrote themselves the data. Like you could have, like, you don't gotta tell people to write the data. Like if they don't want to write the data, then they don't want to write the data. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gotta pay people. It's not about that. The data. If people passed away, it's your people, so you don't feel like doing it. It is what it is, Dirk. The thought you should just let it slide. The thought you inserted yourself in this situation. Thought this is bogus. It's a bogus situation. The thought it wasn't worth it. The thought, you know what I'm saying, it was no prize in it. The thought even the person who passed away, y'all saying it was a wrong person. So, like, what was the prize in that?
He will reward anyone who helped kill Quando Rondo, that defended banks and other OTF conspirators attempted to murder Bowen in Los Angeles, and even though the co-conspirator killed Lil Pab, not Quando Rondo, defended banks nonetheless rewarded them by, among other things, featuring many of the direct participants in the murder in music videos and rap lyrics in months following murder. See what I'm saying? They got all that. The Aha, the other song he had did. But Aha for sure. That's gonna be in there.
The crazy part is that all them songs mean nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You wanted to taunt him because he was. It's like you want to do what the other people's is doing to you. Like, you're not gonna make up your own selection. Like, no, I'm just gonna smack you in person. And I'm not gonna talk about it in real life. I don't have nothing to talk about. There's nothing really to talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying, all these people overdoing their part. Like, they rules is crazy, but who actually told that these people actually said, oh, this dude knows Mr. Trench, Mr. FBI. He knows, you know, this dude's an FBI agent for sure. He knows something about for Chicago. He knows something. He's gonna give us a little bit more right here. He's gonna let us know how they, when one bills they had it. Oh, they had it. They had the $1 million in all 20s. You had that $1 million in all 20s. How the hell you know that? They gave us $1 million in all 20s.
Talking about Lil Durk and a OTF murder for hire of Quando Rondo, man. And they just came out and said that it was $1 million bounty on his head. And number 5 is very critical to nailing Lil Durk to the cross, man. Make sure y'all smash that little button so this video.
You see, I knew he was gonna have like, who's number 5? Number 5 is a person. CSI number 5, Who's CSI number 5, That's the person who's gonna get him going, We gotta look into this, It's like picking through the dictionary. We gotta see every single thing, We gotta understand this, And if you even find out who's number 5, can anything even happen? his people's is going to THF, Bezos going to data, people's going to data. So you think that this, like, all this has something to do with what's going on with Durk, or you think that they just actually got caught slipping, now the other team is winning the data?
You know, they try to put in a motion, you know, to get things thrown out before trial evidence. And the feds, you know, they said, nah, man, we
I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Ain't throwing out nothing, or you not seeing nothing. That's what Drew fishing for. Drew is fishing for evidence. He trying to see who them witnesses is. But he already know, he just want them out in the public. Drew already know everything because he got the he signed the AEO paper stating that they hand over evidence. So he know who they is, but he can't tell Lil Durk none of them who they facing or none of that. So
he knows who the hell they is. If y'all thought that true feeling was over here, not putting in that work, you thought true feeling didn't have stuff in the backpack. You thought true feeling was just gonna just lay over. If true feeling ain't gonna tell you that he got you, if you don't got you, true feeling is one of them people. Like, let me look at the case, you can look at the case, you can see his meeting, you can be like, yo, he got a different like type of reading. He's a lawyer. That's like, some people just naturally bred lawyers. You look at the case, you look at the paperwork, you look at the transcripts, you see all the mistakes, and you don't tell them about the mistakes they make. You know what I'm saying? You try to act like it's something else. Oh, they doing this, oh, they doing that. Drew Feeling, everything that Drew Feeling said, it was critical to what he was saying. He was doing it on purpose, so he knew they was going to look into it. He's not just going to keep throwing shit out there. He wants to distract them too. They trying to distract them with stupid shit. He's going to distract them with stupid shit. And then when we come here tonight, you're going to see what it is. Drew Feeling got a smoking gun. He ain't playing Lil Durk is coming home, he said.
Number 5 is very critical, man, because number 5 was brought up in the first indictment and the second superseding indictment. Number 5 is play a critical role. Phone call from number 4. Number 5 talked to Lil Durk and was on the phone, and they told him that they needed number 2, which is Jam. They said that we need number 2. Send for number 2. So he critical in that role, and he critical in him and Lil Durk and Didi.
Yo, Jam, I won't even lie to you. That dude, Jam, he looked like a different type of person. The whole time he was around them, he looked like he was up to time. The whole time he was around them, he looked like he was hiding something or doing something weird and you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, he seems out of place, bro. Nah, you ain't gonna tell us you institutionalized. You seem out of place. You came out to work this. You probably, he came out with, this is crazy, bro.
They saying that Lil Durk placed $1 million bounty on the hit. So they was gonna be rewarded $1 million. Not saying that they got it or anything. They saying that they was gonna be rewarded.
Yo, that is a different type of fucking hit, $1 million hit, nigga. Lil Durk was taking care of his people, and they still betrayed him. They still stabbed him in the back, They still did him dirty, They still was selfish, I wonder if they got that money, like, yo, we're coming home to that money, Maybe they thought they was coming home to it,
Ordered $1 million for the hit. Now, you got to think about it, man. Number 5 is missing. Number 5 is not locked up. Number 5 should be locked up, but he ain't. OTF Vonnie is already locked up, and OTF Vonnie was with Lil Durk. So it's not OTF Vonnie. Number 5. Number 5 is a whole nother OTF individual. He a member because they saying lieutenant. When you say lieutenant, you think of mob boss. You think of, you know what I'm talking about, captains and capos and shit like that, when you saying lieutenant. So dude is a very...
Yeah, that's Didi. That's Didi. Didi's a lieutenant. Ain't Didi a lieutenant? Like, what are you saying? You're saying these people skim through the paperwork. That's what's going on.
Very critical part of...
Not even like that. People been saying that it was $1 million hit. Like, this $1 million hit stuff ain't new. So where was the other people getting the information from? I wonder. Where was the other people getting the information that it was a hit, $1 million hit? Like, people been saying this shit about
to the cross, because he the one had to tell him about the $1 million bounty, and somebody else had to confirm it, and they know that he was on the phone he was the middleman with Didi. Didi in jail, Durk in jail, but number 5 ain't. Number 4 ain't in jail. He made the phone because he cooperated. He told them that he called Lil Durk. And then another person, number 3, which is the manager. Now, I don't fault the manager. You shouldn't either. He was told to book tickets. He was told to book tickets, but then they saying that Lil Durk called him off a phone that connected to Lil Durk in Banks' name. This the paperwork saying it. They saying that
if you're a producer who hates
Yo, the paperwork's talking about the paperwork's talking about Didi Seaman, the little suspect. Who you think the Lieutenant Didi Dandada? Yo, Lil Durk got betrayed. They did him dirty. Did he know that? Yo, Lil Durk looks like, yo, I feel bad. He got his hair cut. His brother passed away. It's a dirty game. People don't even care. Like Chief Keef's over here doing his own thing. These people doing their own thing. They don't even give a fuck. Like, was Lil Durk really not that person that people want him to be?
Lil Durk had called the manager and told him, we thought it was Didi at first, but it was the manager, told him, don't book no flights with under OTF. Don't book no flights that's gonna connect to him, basically. So use your credit card, and that's some slimy ass shit, man. So when the feds ran down on co-conspirator number 3, the one who booked the flights, he folded like laundry, man. Hey, look, you booked the flight for a murder for hire. You finna go win. Who did you talk to? So he had.
Who the fuck is that Vonnie? So right there and then Vonnie just started talking like Vonnie knew nigga from the first 48 hours the first 48 that he was gonna be talking because Durk was locked up in the first 48 hours he was inserted into this whole situation so y'all just automatically took the deal y'all folded. You could have hit him with the script. I don't know why he told. He could have hit him with the script.
Give up some information. You know what I'm talking about? Then you got Vonnie, who was on a plane, who brought the ski mask, cars, and everything with an OTF credit card, man. Lil Durk ain't coming home, y'all, man. They saying $1 million bounty. They saying they can't show the discovery, but they steady getting us bits and pieces, But it's a lot of people. And then you got Flocka.
Now, when you say Lil Durk ain't coming home, when you say Lil Durk ain't coming home, that means that you actually feel that Drew feeling feels like he ain't gonna have to do his job. I feel like Drew feeling gonna come out with a miracle. Like y'all better watch it with Drew feeling. I'm trying to tell you, y'all playing with Drew feeling. Drew feeling ain't playing this shit. Drew feeling about to take that money. And just automatically do that's not how it works. That's not how it works, GG. Drew feelings about to give my boy like 10 years to get him out of this whole situation, or get him so if he gets some time he's gonna get Drew feelings, but he's fighting a RICO. You know what I'm saying? Is he fighting a RICO? Because today's type different. Today they trying to say he put $1 million on people. Say, where did that come?
Asa Houston, his lawyers dropped a motion attempting to get count 4 dropped off his case. I believe it's a stalking case. And he says that it was something to do with there's a superseding case where stalking isn't considered a violent act. And I believe one of the charges was like using a machine gun during a violent act. Either way, man, we finna give y'all the whole rundown. First, man, before we get into the story, if y'all could please, man, hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. When y'all like the video and when y'all run the likes up, they put the video in the algorithm and it really helps build the channel. For this video, goal for this video, man, is like 500 likes. Man, go ahead, run it up for us. We did our due diligence. And we want to make sure that, with the trial being pushed back to April or May, instead of us covering the trial, we'll cover for you guys every step of the case so far. Again, man, this week's story, the Lil Durk murder for hire case, man, we take a deep dive into everything that's happened so far. Hey, man, with no further ado, man, let's get right into it. On October 23rd, 2024, federal authorities arrested 5 men in Chicago Kayvon London Grant, aka Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes.
Look at them. I feel like them three people right there, probably the CIs, the shooters. He's one of the shooters. Brown Eyes is one of the shooters. So he's telling Didi's the lieutenant. Didi's telling the data. Look at Didi, the data. He's telling the data. Look at Bonnie, the data. Bonnie's probably telling too right now, the data. Damn, these three people right here is the ones that are that's the CIs, right? Bonnie CSI 2. I think Didi CSI 5. And he's the shooters.
And Asa Houston, aka Boogie, in connection with the August 19th, 2022 shooting in Los Angeles that killed Savia Lil Pab Robinson, the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo. The 5 men were indicted on federal charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and using a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death, based on allegations that they traveled from Chicago to California to ambush Rondo and his entourage as a part of a plot allegedly funded and coordinated through OTF, Only the Family, in retaliation for the 2020 killing of King Von. These 5 defendants were taken into custody on the morning of October 24th, 2024, when law enforcement executed the arrests and related search warrants in Chicago. The following day, on October 24th, 2024, Lil Durk himself was arrested in Broward County, Florida by U.S. Marshals.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is behind bars at the Broward County Jail on federal charges. He's being held on murder for hire charges. Details are limited on those charges. We'll be sure to update you on air and online as soon as we learn more.
After the indictment against the 5 co-defendants was unsealed, prosecutors allege Lil Durk arranged and financed the plot, including paying for flights and logistics for the man who carried out the August 22 shooting in West Hollywood. Prosecutors allege that Lil Durk arranged for associates to travel from Chicago to Los Angeles to track, stalk, and...
Yo, no lie, the data is crazy, the data. Why would Lil Durk even claim this, the data, if the job got fucked up? You know how you fucked up the job, don't even claim it, the data. You fucked up the job, why you claim it? But he's over there on DJ Academics. You heard they don't say Slack for Vaughn no more, right? Why? Because Lil Pab died? That don't even make sense. Niggas didn't even understand that Pab was a trade for Vaughn. We didn't know. You might need 20 of Pops for Vaughn, I guess.
Kill the intended target as retaliation for the 2020 killing of his close friend King Von. In November 2024, a superseding federal indictment federally charged Durk.
Like Pop was innocent, you said that data? Florida boy said Durk stupid. Pop was an innocent person, the data. Damn, that's crazy, the data. Yeah, you can't claim an innocent person, the data. That's like King Von, the data. Pop didn't kill King Von. Yeah, that's a fact, the data. And King Von, the data, when that Malcolm Stuckey dude died, the data, he never claimed that body. You never hear him say anything about Malcolm Stuckey, the data, ever, the data, because he was an innocent dude, the data. Why would you even be claiming that, the data? They should have took a page over Von shit, the data. And he still be out here.
With conspiracy, murder for hire resulting in a death, and firearms offenses, bringing in 5 alleged co-conspirators, including Kayvon Grant, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brown Eyes Lindsay, and Asa Boogie Houston. Prosecutors laid out the allegations of the plot, alleging that it was planned and funded, including a use of a credit card tied to Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family. Lil Durk entered a not guilty plea and remained in federal custody.
Not guilty, facts. Why tell DJ Academics about murders? Why even pay fucking King Von's cousins to go do a hit? Why even pay why pay for people's plane tickets to come do something? You gonna pay? Oh yeah, come handle something. Oh, I'm gonna pay for your plane tickets. No, come handle something. Meet me here. That means you meet me here. I don't care if you took an Uber to Cali. Meet me here. I'm here. I'm over here. I'll be waiting. Find your way here. You need some money. Ask for something. But you know what I'm saying, you don't gotta use the credit cards. Yeah, that's different.
BS's legal team aggressively pushed for bond and dismissal motions, including arguing that prosecutors misled a grand jury by misusing lyrics and presenting evidence incorrectly. As the case moved through pretrial proceedings on April 18th, 2025, Lil Durk's defense team filed a motion seeking to dismiss the federal murder for hire indictment on the grounds that prosecutors misled a grand jury by presenting misleading evidence, notably alleging that they improperly relied on his song lyrics as evidence and other content they claimed had no valid nexus.
Nah, but they saying that Durk the Dada probably they ain't got no real information on Durk the Dada, that Durk's actually gonna beat this. That's what they saying. The Dada Florida Boy 343. You know what I'm saying? The 3 hours DJ academic interview, you seen that wasn't smart on his behalf? Nah, it wasn't smart on his behalf. It seemed like he wanted to about, oh, I don't see them saying that the Dada. Yeah, that was weird. The Dada Durk cooked the Dada. He should never went up there and talk all crazy. The Dada, he probably. That's how it's like when that 6ix9ine went and did the what's that called, the Breakfast Club interview, and then the next day the feds came. That's kind of what happened. He went and did DJ Academic interview, and then what happened? And DJ Academic asked the questions, and DJ Academic was trying to tell him shut up, which is crazy. How you got DJ Academic telling you that, yo, be careful, y'all be being quiet, not saying nothing? Like, you sure you want to say that?
At the same time, the defense challenged the credibility of the government's evidence, including alleged evidence sourced from internet mashups and lyrics that did not come directly from Lil Durk or reliable OTF sources.
This game.
Like, you know, nigga, you fucking up the Dada when you got DJ Academics the Dada telling you the Dada, you sure you want to say that the Dada? When you got DJ Academics saying that the Dada looking crazy when you're talking, like, yo, you sure you saying the right thing, the Dada? I don't think you're supposed to be saying stuff like this, the Dada. But, you know what I'm saying? It gets a little spooky real quick, the Dada doesn't fit in, no act.
His record label attempted to put up a hefty amount of like money and real estate to secure Lil Durk's bond. Although some reports claim that the bond package was up to $5 million, including, like we said, cash, assets, and real estate, the judge as well as the prosecution would cite a number of death threats to prosecutors, judges, as well as cooperating witnesses. And it would cite Lil Durk's overall danger to the community if he were to be allowed to be free on bond during this case. All subsequent bond hearings were denied, and he was held with no bond through 2025. In June of 2025, Lil Durk's attorneys also sought protective orders to keep sensitive evidence under seal to protect witnesses and co-defendants, and filed motions to dismiss or change the venue after revelations that a judge and prosecutor received death threats linked to the case, claiming the non-disclosure undermined the fairness of the proceedings. Courts repeatedly rejected these motions, however, allowing the prosecution to continue. Prosecutors would counter defense efforts by filing motions for measures, like an anonymous jury, citing concerns.
That's a wild theory right there. The whole Chicago's dumb. Learn from Detroit, we cool with the ops now. Like, what does that supposed to mean? That like Chicago, the Chicago, been Chicago.
About intimidation and witness safety, and in filings ahead of the trial, disclosed plans to call multiple cooperating witnesses, who they say will testify to Lil Durk's role in planning and coordinating the alleged murder scheme and use of intermediaries. Though the defense continues to challenge those witnesses' credibility and motivations. Most recently, the judge has rescheduled the trial into spring of 2026 with potential dates in April or May, after several of Lil Durk's co-defendants requested additional time to prepare. Lil Durk himself has often opposed delays, seeking a sooner trial after being held for months in solitary confinement. However, the court has accommodated the broader preparation needs, giving the case's scope. Throughout this entire period, rumors and reporting about cooperators have surfaced, with prosecutors asserting that they will rely on multiple cooperators.
I know they looking at that dude Jim like, yo, how the fuck you get out of here, Jim? The Dada, Jim's looking over there, the Dada, like, Jim, the got out the Jim, the Dada, and then they I don't know how, like, they sprayed up the Jams. They did sprayed up Jams. Jams a shicey dude. He just bounced. James just left from the scene. The door was open. They didn't find nobody there. He just bounced from the scene. I thought, like, James different.
Witnesses at trial, including confidential sources who provided details of the alleged planning, funding, and reward offers for the hit. In fall 2024, shortly after Lil Durk's federal arrest and the unsealing of the murder for hire charges, rumors began circulating widely in music media and online forums that an OTF affiliate known as OTF Jam had cooperated with law enforcement in the case, with some people claiming that he wore a recording device and provided information that helped authorities link Lil Durk and others to the alleged plot, as well as the 2022 shooting of Stefan Mack. These claims were further popularized by interviews and outlets where music industry figures, led by our own platform, suggested Jam may have been an informant, that his cooperation could have played a vital role in the building of the government's case. Though there were no official court filings.
I think with Jam, when Jam almost got bodied, and he didn't, that he got nervous, he flipped, that's what he flipped, because it was on his heels, he was about to go, but he was probably already flipped.
Publicly confirming that he flipped a war wire, much of the discussion remains speculative and based on secondhand reporting and social media interactions. So this thing with OTF Jam, I know a lot of people was like, yo, why is everybody putting this on OTF Jam? Well, within a month of Lil Durk being arrested, there were already members of OTF calling out Jam as one of the potential informants. The story would even go viral that OTF Jam's baby mother would be killed months before all of these OTF arrests. Famously, the dude Flacco and some other people, they all posted the wrong picture. Sadly, 2 postal workers in Chicago were shot and killed months apart. And when people found out that, OTF Jam's baby mother was a postal worker, they would, rush and use the wrong woman's photo. Us at Street Certified News, we would come out and clear up the rumors. We would post the right photo. Sadly, OTF Jam's baby mother was killed and she was a postal worker. However, the shooting occurred in Orland Park, Illinois, where when police arrived, they would find a car with open doors, like someone survived the shooting and left, before they could get there. Sadly, his baby mother was found dead in the car. And ever since then, OTF Jam has seemingly been off the radar. This was before the arrest of Lil Durk. Around this time, Lil Durk will begin, changing up his music and changing up his image. He will begin giving extensively to charities, maybe because he already knew that someone in his camp was telling. They attempted to take that person out, killed his baby mother, and now, they believe that OTF Jam was in witness protection, which is something that we still stick to this day. I know a lot of people were saying that OTF Jam is in jail, but if you notice, every time his name comes out, or every time, there's an opportunity, he'll pop out and he'll put something on his Instagram or he'll say something. And to this day, he's never denied the snitching allegations. He's only blamed other people and said other things about it. In the summer of 2025, additional speculation.
He's weird, he's different, you gotta watch him, he's different.
About cooperation came from interviews and social media discussion around another OTF affiliate, OTF Vonnie, sometimes referred to online in circles as Vonnie's Pops. Figures in the drill community and observers pointed to comments from a man claiming to be the father of Kayvon Grant. This man would claim that his son would end up testifying against Lil Durk. Subsequent reports would reference statements that Vonnie had allegedly been crossed out financially by Durk and might be considering cooperation in exchange for a plea. In October of 2025, reports would come out that a cooperating witness, I believe they're calling him PW1, claimed that Lil Durk had asked him to kill Monaduke, and this was along with OTF Booney Mo. They even went as
what's crazy? There's a million real street niggas, real down, low down dudes that would be like, this dude Durk, you work for Durk, you get fucking medical, you get this, you get dental, you get diamonds in your grill, you good, For him to get done dirty and he was hooking up his team like a mug, it shows you why you should have just followed Chief Keef, just cut everybody off. Chief Keef cut everybody off for this reason anyway, they was gonna do you dirty regardless, even if you did good by them or you didn't do good by them, they was gonna do your ass dirty regardless to the fact. Jeez Louise.
Far as to drive around and look for Money Duke or anyone from O Block to shoot, this was all speculation because O Block was not sliding for King Von, and they were, wearing the chains and enjoying the riches of being attached to King Von, but they weren't sliding for him. And this witness, PW1, the government claims, will testify that Lil Durk not only paid for the hit on Stephon Mack in 2022 after the death of D-Thing, not only did he pay for the hit of Lil Pab, which was supposed to be Quando Rondo in 2022, but he also would send them money for a hot car and pay for the murder of anyone from O Block, especially the boy Money Duke. Eventually, they said they rolled around and there was a lot of police presence, so they never pulled the trigger. But there's a witness that's going to come out and say all of these things, and we believe that that witness most likely would be OTF Jam. Since entering a not guilty plea in late 2024, Lil Durk has remained in federal custody with no bond. While
First of all, that's not hard to figure out, who the hell was riding around with you, looking for Money Duke. That's all you got to figure out. Oh, who was in the car? Oh, it's just us. I was in the car, looking for Money Duke. He's the one that I bet. That's just what it is. It ain't hard to figure out, But you know what? Durk said it all himself, in the interview, the DJ academic interview. I know y'all remember this part, I'm saying the DJ academic interview when he was asking him, I don't be seeing the messages no more. What message you don't be seeing no more,
People that believe that somehow me and you co-opted or concocted some issue or a way to use another artist, and I'll say the artist name, NBA Youngboy, for promo.
Hey, what's poppin', big man? What it do, big man? I see you.
And recently, I was just bombarded with, that's a guy who me and you before on the phone, we've talked one time.
Yeah.
Man, we've talked a lot of times, somebody who I felt I knew.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Doing this album promo, which I ain't even really promo yet. What type of promo did I say his name or give from him?
That's a good point. But I feel like he feels you're poking the bear.
You say that's his problem.
What's y'all issue though? Because honestly, I feel like now it's so I feel like I gotta be no disrespect. I obviously can't be Mr. Louis Farrakhan in terms of trying to solve something, but if it is something that could be ever solved,
I'm just reading. Go ahead, talk. I'm just reading.
If there's something that could ever be solved, or if there's something that you guys could ignore each other, because not everything can be solved.
And why don't we trust? You said what?
What's the issue with you and your boy? How did it start? Because there's
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know. I don't know. Cause what you do?
You met him before.
What did you do for me to be into it with you, like the world think? Diss songs back and forth. Cool.
I think he's mad. I think there's two things that he thinks.
But you keep saying he.
Well, I mean, a lot is his perspective, right? Because it's a reason why recently he at you in a tweet.
No, you're right. Go ahead, because you know.
He's at you in a tweet. He's basically now
for what?
He basically says you're either number one scared of him or number two
scared of who? Scared of
quote unquote using him for promo. Well, him.
Scared of who? For what?
NBA Youngboy.
What do you do?
What?
You don't even know.
All right. No. All right. Let me get to the bottom.
No, listen.
The whole situation that happened
man,
with Quando.
How we live and how we go about our shit and I'm speaking for the whole Chicago. You ain't there. Shut the fuck up. You weren't there. So you made a diss and said something about Vaughn. That's why I don't fuck with you. You ain't did shit. You did zero. In reality.
That's crazy, but Lil Pab ain't do nothing either in reality. So logically, this all went down here for what? You got Richie Millie on your fucking thing. You over here talking to DJ Academics about nothing. You have no point to prove with DJ Academics. DJ Academics could think anything about you. You know who you are. Why would you care? He's an interviewer. He's a journalist. What you gotta do is talk to him so he can get an understanding. But damn, Durk, you went all the way out your way. Lil Pab, and then you know the logic of the extent that you're saying that he ain't do nothing. So Lil Pab ain't do nothing either.
It just happened where it happened. Like it didn't have nothing to do with age and none of that shit. Took out about like a nerd type.
I think that's also his opinion too, right? I think his thing is that
I was a little. There's a slide for Vaughn, which I just want to see the slide for Vaughn. What he was saying about sliding for Vaughn, or do we see it anymore?
So we don't bring hate. You know what I'm saying? It just to a point where everybody think they gotta choose sides. My bad. It's just to a point where everybody think they gotta choose sides. But that's how the clubhouse is the.
But are you carrying it like that? Be honest, because I
really don't care like that. Like
he says he's blackballed, and also because of people who might be, young boy. I'm blackballed. No, he's blackballed, and I think he probably feels like it's favoritism. Like he went off on me simply thinking that your quote unquote industry friends, which I guess he lumped me into. He's like, well, your industry friends are hating on me, or maybe me and Quando. So because of that one incident that he's looking at,
do he got the biggest influence in the world? I mean, like, do he got like young boy? Do he got a big influence in the generation?
No, he has a big influence. Yeah.
Okay, cool. He can call and do songs with people he want to, right?
Well, not everybody. He just rapped in a new song. He said Drake turned him down. That probably hurt his feelings. Clearly hurt his feelings. He rapped about it. Are you calling around to the industry saying, yo, if y'all fuck with young boy, we're done? And I'm gonna ask you that, especially because there's another situation.
If you fuck with anybody that harm my people, I can't fuck with you. I'm not into it with you. Like if I see you, I ain't saying like I'm finna kill you. Just this nigga, he fuck. I just ain't gonna fuck with you.
But it's music though, and they might feel like they don't have a pick side.
No, it's not music. It's Bond. Cause that's what the whole situation about.
Yeah.
So it's not music. It's Bond. It's not like no street fight or motherfucking thing where it be like, man, y'all squash that shit.
So somebody says, for example, the baby, he does a tape with him. I'm pretty sure he has no negative feelings towards you, towards. Vaughn. I think everybody loves Vaughn, right?
Yeah, I never put the baby in it.
Okay.
I DM'd the baby and told him, I'm like, hey fam, I'm like, whatever you got going on, y'all doing the tape, I'm like, that's y'all. You feel me? That's when the other bullshit came out. Oh man, motherfucker doing the white flag in my DM.
Who?
No, that's what he supposed to say.
Okay.
When he was arguing with somebody afterwards. But this was before. Like it was recently. What was that? We was on Future Tour. They were like the baby here. Ask him yourself. Call him. I put him in a room. Like, I don't know. Come here. I was like, check it out, Brady. I'm like, look, that small shit, that little shit. Let's get to the money. Like, you see what they trying to do to you. See what they trying to. We don't have no beef. We don't have like why.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck because you did some album with that man. That shit sold how much? Like it's like it's all I'm saying. This shit about
So you're
sales.
not caring it like that, then. So you don't care if like a rapper collaborates with him.
I don't give a fuck. I just ain't gonna fuck with you no more.
There's a
It's death behind it.
So you wouldn't fuck with the baby no more.
With the baby?
Yeah.
See, the baby situation was a little different because we chopped it up before it went there. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So when we chopped it up, in the DM, it was more so like we already handled it. Then when I seen them again, it was just like good. It's like we don't have a problem with nobody, man. We don't want to smoke with nobody. I don't want no problem with nobody.
Yeah, you want is like what is it? So he said the baby's a little different. What's the baby? Why did the baby different? The baby went in, so the baby should be on since the baby should be on the same tour as fucking NBA. The baby can't be on tour with him. What it is, GG. Shit, different, bro. Durk put himself in a spooky situation, GG.
OTF managers are going to testify strictly because they were the ones who booked the flight. You know, he the one that booked the flights. And they are going to use him to establish this chain. You know, Durk said don't book no flights and nobody related to him name, but you are the person that booked the flights, correct? And you booked the flights under these names, correct? You know, one of those types of things. Also, OTF DD's motion for severance has kicked up a little dust, and the government's response to that actually reveals a lot about the informant in this case. Now, it takes some putting two and two together, but that's what we here for. That's what I'm here to do. I ain't investigating no bodies and nothing like that, but I don't have a problem sniffing out a snitch for y'all at all. I don't have a problem with that, you know? So today we're gonna look at a couple documents and I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on these things, and I'm gonna show y'all some things to support my opinion, and you can decide whether you wanna take that as fact or not, but I'm gonna lay it all out for y'all from my point of view. With that said, let's get to it. One of the first things I want to point out is that OTF DD's motion for severance actually works in Durk's favor. This is a good move, and this is actually, I believe, a strategic move by both of their defense attorneys. The reason I say that is because Durk filed a motion saying that he wanted certain evidence excluded from trial. He didn't want it brought up against him. The court ruled against that motion and said that that evidence will be allowed, or at least they taking it under consideration. DD files a motion for severance and says, hey, if the court decides that they are going to use this evidence, then my client should be given a severance. And the reason being is the evidence against Durk Banks would be prejudicial to him. If they bring in evidence saying that Durk rapped about this and admitted to this, that would be prejudicial to my client because he hasn't made a statement.
That is different though, Dada, but that usually goes after Durk filed his motion, Diddy's going for, but why is Diddy filing his motions and not everybody? It's just Diddy. What about Brian? What about these other people? What about Ronnie? They already caught. So Diddy's trying to get his stuff. Diddy's the one that's going for. Diddy's like, he's the one that could walk free. He's like, yo, I'm the only one that could walk free right now. That's what he's thinking. Wow.
Or admit it to anything, you know? It's kind of like bringing in confessions of co-conspirators and using it against them. And at the same time, it goes the opposite way with Durk too, you know? Y'all saying that Diddy paid somebody and that it was done on my behalf. And, you know, if y'all take that information in front of a jury, then I may be prejudiced by that. Considering that nothing Diddy said came out of my mouth where y'all can prove that, you know, I told him to relay this message. If y'all put out some evidence showing that he texted somebody or sent a voice note or anything that said, hey, yeah, do this and Durk gonna pay you, then that prejudices Durk. You know, that's prejudicial. So that's actually a strategic move. You know, it's kind of putting the court in like a ping pong thing. You know, if you gonna use it, then sever the case. If you're not gonna use it, then it's giving Durk what he wants. You know, and he don't mind going to trial with Diddy and them if they not gonna bring up no lyrics or nothing like that. Because other than that, he ain't said nothing. Another thing that I want to point out is that this response from the government also actually gives you the details of what the cooperating witness was given in exchange for his testimony. And this is what leads me to believe that it's OTF jam. Now, this document is discussing the severance with Diddy and Durk, and it says, to the extent that the court determines that the evidence is admissible for a limited purpose against certain trial defendants, the government anticipates that the court will provide the jury with the standard instructions given for trial in this district, including Ninth Circuit Model Jury Instructions 3.9, advising the jury it should evaluate with greater caution testimony from a witness who pleads guilty to a crime arising out of the same events as for which the defendant is on trial. What this is basically saying is that when the trial comes, the court will have to instruct the jury that you have to listen to this testimony carefully, and you have to be cautious about the things that this person says, because they themselves participated in this crime, but they were charged with something separate from this incident. So basically saying, hey, this dude was allowed to.
Yeah, that's different. That's how you know maybe OTF jammed the OTF Diddy the he just thinking that maybe he could fight his whatever he's charged with without them because whatever he's charged with, it don't have to do nothing but murder. So he's like, yo, I'm probably gonna get some less years than what they got. So let me fight my ass alone. Lil Durk he got to worry about people blaming him but he's like, I never really talked about nothing So they really ain't got nothing on Durk but what these people were saying and it's beneficial to them they like for them is the OTF jam coming up with this. It gotta be but what does happen people be in the same rooms, they talk about their personal life, everybody's talking about what they do. You don't think they know about what they've been doing? They talk about they was in the suburbs now, they was rich now, they in Manchester, so they talk about hood stuff, this, that. They wilding so they could backstab you at the end. So anything could be fabricated or made up or old or something like that, and they just got them in here.
Give us some information and get away with being charged with something lesser in exchange for telling you this. So you can't just take everything he say at face value. He has a reason to incriminate these guys. That's what this is basically saying. Now, this tells me that whoever this witness is has already been given their deal. This person has already been given their deal. It's been signed, sealed, delivered. They know what they are getting in exchange for cooperating in this case. The government already knows. It's already set in stone. Now, when you look at the list of people who are actually fighting this case, you don't see OTF Jam. But if you look OTF Jam up, this is what you find. OTF Jam was arrested in the city of Chicago on May 3rd of 2023. If you look it up, you can actually see the records of the arrest. He was arrested for unlawful use of a weapon by a convicted felon, previous conviction, but there's no record of him in Cook County Jail at all. Not a single record. There is no record of him in the Illinois Department of Corrections at all, meaning he's not back on a parole violation. He's not sitting in Cook County Jail. I also went to the federal BOP website. There is no record of him at all being arrested in the BOP. And this is what's suspicious about that. There is no record of any disposition in the case, meaning there's no record of this case being closed There's no record of any court dates. There's no record of any continuances. There is no record of it at all. So we don't know what happened to this case. At least they want us to not know what happened to this case. But I'm about to tell you what I believe and what I see based on reading this paperwork.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it. Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
In the federal system, they have the ability to file a case, but keep it off of the public docket. You know, and they call this overriding interest that outweigh the public's right to know the things that they use. And that, you know, they list the reasons for non-public cases. Among those reasons are preventing people from interfering with evidence tampering. You know, it's an ongoing investigation, you know, so they don't want people to know what's going on. Protecting individuals, informants, cooperating witnesses from retaliation of harm, safeguarding sensitive data. So, you know, they'll file a case and the case will exist in the system, but only the lawyers and the courts have access to the docket, can actually see that it exists, look it up, see what's going on in the case. This is because, like I said, they want to protect witnesses. If a person gets indicted federally and they start to cooperate, people know they have a federal case, and all of a sudden people start getting indicted, then it's easy to put together, okay, he got caught, now we all catching cases. It's easy to put that together. And sometimes some of the information will tell you what the situation was that got them charged. So in this case, they are saying that the jury will be instructed to consider with caution the testimony of a person who has charges and has been convicted and given a plea deal for crimes that arise out of the same conduct as the people who are on trial. So this guy participated in this same crime, but his case has already been resolved. He's been convicted. He was given a deal. They don't want that on the docket. That means his case is open and shut by law. If it was public record, we would have access to as much of that information that they are allowed to give us. And it would be easy to determine who this cooperating witness is. On the flip side of that, it's easy to determine for me because, like I said, there is no disposition to this case. Cases don't just disappear. Even if they are...
Damn, Durk knows who the fuck this person is. They say what he got, OTF Jam, what, OTF DD, what, OTF Bonnie, who is it?
Continuing the case, there is a docket that will exist where we will be able to see this case is being continued. This case was picked up by the feds and it was filed under seal. It's been filed and he's already agreed to plead guilty and cooperate and got his deal, and it's all filed under seal. And as soon as this case is resolved, the information will become public record. That's the only explanation, you know, from my point of view. And I felt like I had to bring y'all.
Is Durk done the data? Is Durk actually done the data? Alhamdulillah the data? Is this over with the data? Like, is Durk, like, damn, the Durk went from a top artist the data to being knocked off the data for a mediocre body the data from an innocent person, bro. And it gets spooky the data real quick. It gets spooky real quick.
Gun violence just a few days earlier. And all the deaths made him decide to leave the Crips for good. And not too long, when Durk went on DJ Academic's podcast, he revealed that Quando hasn't been dissing anymore after what happened to Lil Pab. He also says fans can't say Slide for Vine anymore due to Lil Pab. It's definitely
Slide for Vine, right? Yeah.
All this for that. All this for Slide for Vine, just so they don't say, so you could go and cloud around and boast about not sliding for Vine, what type of mediocre type thing is this? This got confused and this looked like a straight out of comic book. What kind of comic book is this? He got too used to beefing with FBG Duck. It's crazy.
You can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like, who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Nah, cause Lil Pab.
Fans assumed that Durk had something to do with Lil Pab's death. Durk also dissed Quando again on his new song, Same Side, saying, "Your homie died. You jumped in front of that fire."
All this so you could boast, you can get clout for boasting when you could have just kept it internal that I just been happy of winning.
When bro died, when yo bro died, turned to a crybaby. Durk would also reveal in that interview that he and Von used to little boy Quando before all of the drama.
Quando's a little boy. Well, I mean, that's why I used to have him. I used to have him like this. You mean Quando? Saying fuck 63rd. Me and Vaughn. Yeah, there's video of this?
Fuck that, come on, right now. See y'all. That's how we coming. I'm coming out. You know, we on 64. We got most of this. Hey, we on 64 with it. I'm saying though, they got 63rd. Some dirty.
And Quando Rondo wasn't the only one Durk had to get disrespectful with for dissing King Von. Because in early 2022, Durk was going crazy performing at the Oh My Festival in the Netherlands. And everything was going good at first, until one of NBA Youngboy's crazy fans in the crowd started dissing King Von, trying to gain clout. The fan was also holding up a shirt with NBA Youngboy's face on it to trigger Durk. So once Durk saw the dude, he told his security guards to bring the fan to the stage. And once they put him on stage, Durk exchanged a few words with him. After that, Durk and his security would sling the dude off the stage and say, you can clearly tell the fan was embarrassed after what happened from the reaction on his face. And a few days later, the fan went on Instagram and explained his side of the story.
So I went to him and he started talking about that you're real gangbanging and shit, and he a gangster, and I can do nothing to him. And I told him, yeah, I represent, I have the shirt of NBA Youngboy, so what you gonna do about it, you know?
But what Durk did to 6ix9ine was unforgettable, because 6ix9ine had been trying to troll Durk and Von for years. At the time, they both would ignore 6ix9ine since they knew he would try to get them up.
Man, this is personal, Dada. You bringing fucking fans up, Dada. Like, I don't get it, Dada. You gonna bring up fans up, Dada? Just like this is going personal. It don't have to be that personal. It's music. Keep it music. Keep it on the book, Dada. Y'all take his stupid thing personal, Dada. The dude looks like he was harmless, Dada. He look like the ignorance.
Rested. But Durk linked up with Drake in 2020, and they dropped the track named Laugh Now, Cry Later together. And on that track, Durk finally decided to call out 6ix9ine, saying, "Can you not play that little boy in the club? Because we do not listen to rats." Durk was blackballing 6ix9ine with his bar, since he dissed him on one of the biggest songs in the world. And the beef would cool down a little. But in April 2022, things would spark back up after 6ix9ine posted a video with a Durk lookalike named Perkio. Perkio had already linked up with Durk, but he allegedly got set up to film a video with 6ix9ine. In the clip, 6ix9ine pulls out a jacket and puts it on Perkio. On the back was a picture of King Von.
This guy brought the jacket. You know what I'm saying? The whole jacket. Just leave the jacket on.
6ix9ine would go on to send a ton of more shots towards Durk. And Durk finally got tired of going back and forth with 6ix9ine. So Durk uploaded his DMs with 6ix9ine on Instagram and revealed to 6ix9ine that he wanted to fight him. The message said, charge, and Keith didn't bail him out. In June 2013, the police allegedly caught Durk throwing a strap out of his car. So they booked him for unlawful possession of a firearm. He needed 10 bands to get out of jail, and everybody expected Keith to get him out since he was a star at that point. But for some reason, Keith didn't help him out. And that's when problems sparked. A lot of Keith and Durk bros...
If Keith wrong for not helping Durk, or shit, had Durk, just followed Keith, and did the same thing for them people, and he wouldn't be in the predicament that he is today, Like, that is crazy, Since Durk has now turned his back on the streets, the same streets, done got him in a predicament that he might not be able to get out of. This shit is different.
He tweets saying, "Free Durk," since he was locked up. But Keith just tweeted, OTG hashtag, only the glow. This seemed like a sneak diss towards Durk. Durk ended up getting out a month later. He tweeted lyrics from Keith's first day out saying, "I'm back. Did you miss me? Or you ain't care? I'm free." Then Durk took a direct shot at Keith since he didn't help get their homie D Rose out of jail. So Durk tweeted, all the money, but you can't go get D-Rose. LOL. Bad enough he on your already. Durk even banned Sosa from the hood, saying, where you gonna spend it at? Because you can't come around here with it. LOL. Durk also lets Keith know that he would have been dead if he wasn't cool with some of Keith's people. But Keith clapped back and said, just bought a 20.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open.
Oh, man.
For 10,000, which is exactly how much Durk needed to post bond. Not long after the tweets, things would get crazier because OTF and GBE got into a concert they had together. Keith's partner, Ball Out, got his chain snatched. Some O-Block and THF members would also break into Chief Keef's crib. They got super petty since they stole all of his designer clothes and Keith's daughter's clothes, diapers, deodorant, and washing powder. And once Keith returned to the crib, Boss Top allegedly snatched Keith's chain, and O-Block OJ took his homie Capo's chain. King Von tweeted about the situation, saying, Top 6 Sosa chain, OJ took Capo chain. Now Von finna take chain. Ain't gang, they fake. And after all this, Durk was spotted in the video, flexing the jewelry. The situation ended in a shootout, but thankfully, no one was harmed. And luckily, Keith moved to LA. And in 2014, Durk and him squashed the beef for good. All it took was for him and Keith to chop it up on FaceTime, and everything was good. Durk even shows love to Keith at most of his shows now. But Sosa ain't the only Chicago rapper that Durk disrespected, because King Yella is a rapper from Chicago who was tight with FBG Duck before he passed. Yella came up in the streets banging GD, but now Yella is trying to spread positivity and not gangbang since he got released from jail. Even though he's no longer active in the streets, that hasn't stopped Durk from disrespecting him. Yella has become known for his YouTube videos these days, and a lot of people clowned him for crying in one of his YouTube videos. So when the song Did to Me, Durk sneaked this Yella, saying, I didn't seen the main op keep crying. After the diss, Yella made a couple of videos talking about the situation and called Durk out for sneak dissing him. And Durk clapped back on his IG story, telling Yella he's not his main op. He also called Yella out for giving off federal vibes with his YouTube videos. And not too long ago.
You know what's crazy? Little Durk went out just like fucking C-Day, Quando, Rondo, everybody else, but Little Durk went all the way up to get tricked off the streets just such a mediocre way. It's different. How the hell did Little Durk trick himself off the street? He's gonna go out just like Rondo, Rondo number 9. Like how you going out like Rondo number 9, bro? How you going out like C-Day? You should learn from their mistakes tonight. You should already knew what was up. You going out like C-Day's a wild, crazy thing. That's just crazy. You think you were going out like C-Day? Like, damn, you should have already learned from that. For you to trick yourself off the streets just so heavy, just like that. It's a bad vibe. It's a bad vibe. Like. Little Durk done went from the hottest rapper to having to sit in jail. He don't even know what's going on. Like, this shit crazy. We got body cam footage of Little Durk 3. Let's see. Little Durk on body cam in jail. I don't know if y'all seen that. We're gonna have to check that out real quick. Little Durk on body cam. What? That's what we doing? He's my boy Durk. Durk, yo.
Yeah, I said it. Talking to the people. And y'all know he lived by that G code standard, like don't talk to the people, get a lawyer. He's famous for saying that line, but he's been exposed, caught in 4K on body cam, talking to them.
Did they shoot first, actually? That's what I'm asking.
Still.
Any babies, bro?
Why the house shouldn't be looking like that, man? Come on. And that G-Wagon thing.
You all right? So just have you sit in the car for now. What's going on?
India.
Just have you sit in the car for now. Can't go inside. What's going on is we're going to get canine to come in, sniff out the area, and then to see if they can get a track. Because y'all are saying Y'all told dispatch they ran out the back door. Do you know how many people you saw? 2 or 3 of them? Okay. Y'all have your license with you? No? Okay. Were they wearing masks? Were they not masked? They had like a face mask on them? Okay. Are you good? Okay. Was there any babies present? Because I saw y'all had kids in there. Okay. What's your last name, man? What's your first name, Miss Cox? What's your birthday? 9. What's your phone number? Okay. You said I still wish What's your first name, Mr. Banks? D.U. Okay. What's your birthday? 2. What's a good phone number for you? Okay. So I know you said have someone come here. We don't want too many people on scene. No, it's our bodyguard. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Just have him park behind when he gets behind the deputy. All right. So, what happened? Were y'all upstairs or downstairs? Okay. So y'all were upstairs asleep. What'd y'all hear? Oh, it sounded like glass. It's big noise. Okay.
Wow. Hey, that probably was a divine intervention, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he should have answered that phone. He hung it up. That probably would have saved him because he locked up now. No, there's been years and shit ago, but he's locked up. And if he talking to the people, like from what I hear, because I'm about to play this all the way through, it's going to be all bad for him, straight up.
Happened.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Lil Durk is not no talking to no people. Nigga, he going against some shit that he ain't do shit.
Got up. Okay.
He would have been out.
My security always uses guns like around the house. Okay. So I hit a break in. She grabbed a gun. Okay. We creep by the stairs. Okay. That's when you see like 2, 3 people like lifting their head up. Okay. And the shooting happened. They ran. Okay. So when I ran up, I told her to go in the closet. And she dropped the gun. I grabbed the gun, laid on the back porch. Okay. That's how I said we got again. Okay. Now, did they shoot at you or did you shoot at them? You shot at them? Did they shoot first at you? That's what I'm asking.
Wow. Wow. Hey, I'm taken back by this because this Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? The Mr. Don't Snitch, go tell your lawyer. Wow. It's crazy.
What you mean that he had to shoot? He shot out them. He could have shot out them regardless of back in the crib. What do you think? Like, what do you think happens? How you, like, what do you think happens? Someone enter your house and you think you're gonna have to tell them like, yo, someone he entered the house, somebody them.
See, they be talking all that gangster shit, man. The street code, don't do this, don't do that. But it's different when it's come knocking at your door. Like, nigga, they singing like a motherfucker to the police. Like, the best thing he could have did was just let her talk. Like, y'all should have already had that conversation. But look at his eyes, bro. I know his shit is always wide open like he wired and shit, but damn, bro, you gangster, you're telling, you're talking. You ain't supposed to give up no information, none. Zilch. Let the bitch do the talking.
So they shot first. Okay.
They shot first. Oh, for this nigga. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure he said that.
They hit up.
Okay.
They ran.
Okay.
When I ran up, I told her to go in the closet. And she dropped the gun. I grabbed the gun, laid on the back porch.
Okay. Okay. Now, did they shoot at you or did you shoot at them? You shot at them? Did they shoot first at you? That's what I'm asking. So they shot first. Okay.
Okay, she said it. They shot first, but they shot too. Wow. He thinking about it like, damn.
You know how many
somebody
rounds
see this?
Just around.
It's over with.
A few rounds? Okay.
I know they sold the shit out of this house. That shit is gone.
All right. So then once you dropped it, you picked it up and ran to the back porch. And then what happened? Did you say you laid down and watched them?
I laid down.
Okay.
They start screaming. I heard something. I couldn't really hear it. They go,
Mm-hmm. You shot back? You shot at him? Okay. Okay.
I know niggas in jail looking at that nigga like, what the fuck, nigga? You a fraud, nigga. You ain't supposed to be talking to them people. You're not. But like I said, it's different when people come knocking at your door and the shit happened to you up close and personal. Then all of a sudden, you singing to them people, explaining yourself.
Give us a little while. We got to get everybody here. Once we know something, we'll let y'all know. Okay.
And I know it's a lot of gangsters out there probably watching this and probably be like, he had to say something to him. You know, he probably would have went to jail if he didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had to say why he shot. Like, nigga, if you from the streets, nigga, the code that you live and die by, rapping in all your songs, you supposed to stand on that same shit. Keep them same principles when it happened to you and you the victim. You supposed to not say nothing. Because there's a lot of people out there that have been shot by their ops, robbed by their ops, and when the people come asking questions, they don't say nothing.
Back in May 2021, Quando Rondo was supposed to perform in Georgia. And for obvious reasons, he was going to perform in front of a small crowd. If you are wondering how small, the crowd was going to be around 500 or less people. Quando also had all of his homies on stage with him as an extra security measure. It seemed everything was going well for Quando, and he was able to finish the show without a hitch. However, just being at the event at all had exposed his location to the ops. Just 3 hours after midnight, and at exactly 3:20 a.m., Quando and his entourage were at the parking lot of a convenience store, just 10 minutes away from the club where Quando performed. Quando Rondo and his homies were shot at from across the street. Fortunately for Quando, he was not hit by any bullet. However, someone in his entourage was hit in the hand and rushed to a nearby hospital. Some sources state that Lil Pab was also with Quando when this shooting happened. And after another, wasn't going to miss a chance to use this incident to clown his ops. Quando, Lil Pab, and the man who shot King Von, Lil Tim, were in a clubhouse chat with OTF's Lil Varney when he decided to remind his ops that they had once again failed to hit him.
I'm saying, though, I wish ain't missed your mouth. Yeah, he shouldn't. That's what cost.
This is the most anticipated smart security camera of the year. No internet connection needed.
You about to get him, and he almost got him, though. I'll tell you, Durr almost got him.
Hey, Hey, dope.
Hey, one thing about us, though, we don't do no missing.
Quando was once again mocking OTF and Von's death by making it clear to Lil Varney that unlike his ops who had now missed him twice, he and his homies don't miss. And he didn't stop there. Quando continued and went all in by stating that King Von was dead, and there was nothing his people could do about it.
Gone, and that's the fact he mad because they main gone.
Now, I ain't taking sides here. I'm just here to give you the facts. Quando Rondo and Lil Tim might not have planned to kill King Von, but they have repeatedly shown no remorse for King Von's death. I mean, you would expect that if people have tried to kill you multiple times, you just strap up, keep your mouth shut, and stay vigilant. But that's not the case for Quando. However, after some time, it seems Quando Rondo did try to squash the beef with Lil Durk. Leaked DMs that were allegedly sent by Quando to Lil Durk showed him desperately begging Durk to let them dead the beat. Quando supposedly told Durk that the whole issue was going too far and he could no longer do shows. Rondo wanted to hop on a call with Durk, but he wasn't having it and simply told him to stay safe. It seemed Quando was another man in the DM while pushing a different narrative when he's in the studio and his public antics on social media. Quando eventually came out to deny that he sent Durk any message. He put up a post that simply said, "Don't believe anything on the internet. I ain't DM nobody." And on the 1-year anniversary of King Von's death, Quando seemed to resume the trolling. He tweeted, "I never forgave you for what you did. That hurt me till this day." This was probably a reference to the fact King Von sucker punched him. But it's not only Quando who has continued to diss King Von after he was killed. Even NBA Youngboy took shots at Von as well. Shortly after Quando's tweet, Youngboy was doing a Clubhouse interview with DJ Academics, and he decided to have a go at Von as well. He stated that some people come into the industry and start dissing him, but after some time, the same gangsters tend to be around no more.
Man, we see how this turned out we see how this turn out with certain that come inside the rap game and feel like, oh, I'm the one who they got to get into it with for the reach this thing point of what. Man, boy, you just think like your ass a gangster, boy, and they ain't gonna show you something, boy. We done seen this. We done seen this. Wanna be a gangster too bad, be a killer too bad, man. You better calm your stupid ass down for you can't have no type of emotion no more, boy.
Youngboy then posted a picture on his Instagram telling his ops to stay safe. This was probably a reference to Durk's reply to Quando's leaked DMs, and also a sort of confirmation that Quando probably sent those messages. And on the 12th of January 2022, NBA Youngboy dissed King Von again on the song Bring the Hook. Youngboy rapped that he's smoking that O-Block pack and that King Von got folded up in Atlanta, and the disrespect didn't end here. Youngboy then mocked someone whose body was stitched up, and this was another shot at King Von, whose leaked autopsy showed that his body had to be stitched up at the morgue. Youngboy then went on to say that Von must have seen gremlins because of the way that his body shook, and on another song titled No Switch Youngboy even boasted about the fact that his rapper Quando Rondo was involved in the death of King Von, as he stated that his team are rapper slayers. A few months after this song was released, Lil Durk dropped another verse that got people speculating again about whether he did order the shooting that led to Lil Pab's death. On Gucci Mane's song Rumors that Durk was featured on, he rapped that he only wanted the specific bodies that he paid for. Durk is probably referring to the 1 million